GeForce, itong machine na to, who would be the perfect end user for this?
So, pwede akong
Actually,
bigyan
gusto
ng
ko
example.
itanungin na dalawa.
So, ako muna. So,
Yes,
for
go.
me, use the price point ng 84,905. Alam naman natin, hindi siya medyo nasa entry level. As entry level siya within gaming. If you're planning to go competitive on esports, yes, entry level siya. But hindi siya entry level with like normal stuff like yun nga. So, more on like if you're dreaming to be a competitive esports player, this machine's good for you. And napapansin nyo, puro tough yung yung components na to, especially with the motherboard. Alam mo natin, motherboard medyo maselan when it comes to paglilinis, yung pagdaglagay. So, make sure kayo that it would last around like until end of life, like 5 years, let's say, kasi 5 years mostly. And of course, future-proof din siya being with AMD. So, it's for the pangalanan natin. It's for John na gusto maging pro sa Valorant and mahilig din sa PC parts. Na alam mo yun, lagi siya nagtitikin ng PC parts sa PCWORX. Yung mahilig din siya mag-upgrade. So, you could switch out parts easily then with this. And especially dun nga sa case, as I've mentioned, it's the Dark Flash DLX21. So, according to the reviews, the DLX21 is a very good case when it comes to swapping out parts kasi I think naka-Lambo door siya yung yung pag ganun magbukas. Not yung tatanggalin mo yung buong so yeah, it's very easy din to clean. So yeah, it's for the again, it's for John aspiring Valorant pro na mahilig mag-swap out ng parts, mahilig mag-upgrade. So yeah.
How about broadcast like OBS and all that? Of course, yung broadcast capabilities nito. Will this be a perfect first workhorse, lalo na for not into the gaming so much, but more of video edit, mga ganon, productions? What do you think, John? Will this fit these Johns?
So, I think with the John number 2 naman natin, it's enough for video editing kasi video editing is CPU. So, it's 6 cores, 12 threads with the Ryzen 5 5600. Pero yun nga, if you buy sa PCWORX branches natin, you could opt out for a higher CPU natin. For example, Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9, yun yung nakapackage natin sa previous weeks. Kung sabi nyo lang yung mga salesperson na nakakalalang if you want to purchase, maybe we could swap out the Ryzen CPU natin dyan. And speaking of broadcasting, yes, it's going to be very, very good if you're going to use OBS since it's powered by NVIDIA 3060 Ti. Since OBS has NVENC encoder and NVENC new. Yun nga, actually medyo naguguluhan ako doon, Sir Hero. So for the video encoding ni OBS, what is the difference between NVENC and NVENC new? Kasi nakikita mo yun when you're setting up your stream, you could choose X264, was it, or T64 for if you want to use your CPU. Since this is a Ryzen 5, hindi siya gano'n so syempre 3060 Ti, alam naman natin it's very powerful GPU. So what do I choose, NVENC or NVENC new?
I recommend you try the NVENC new, although of course hindi siya final version compared dun sa mga old NVENC na I mean, sorry sa mga viewers natin medyo technical to kasi this is about the broadcasting. Kapag mag-encode ka, let's say ng ganito, the encoders, how your machine will process all the data na gusto mong i-broadcast. But anyway, yeah, there's gonna be some new encoders there. Jarvis, too technical for our viewers, I think, but simple answer is if you are having issues with the NVENC new, kasi syempre i-monitor mo rin, just roll back muna dun sa old NVENC But if you're not getting any like errors, crashes and whatnot, wala ka namang bugs na nararamdaman, then that means na it's running well. It's running some optimized form in your PC. By the way, para dun sa mga viewers natin na gustong matuto about how this, I'll link some resources on our comment section para mabasa nyo how you can broadcast well with some NVIDIA cards. Moving on from the bundle, Jarvis, ano pa tong iba? I'm seeing some solo video cards on our screen right there na naka-flash. Could you tell us more about these deals?
Wait. Medyo nawala yung ano ko. Hinahanap ko lang yung cheat sheet ko. So, okay. So,
hello, YouTube.
medyo nagano. Hello, YouTube. So, actually, guys,
Voice from the heavens.
Voice from the heavens, yes, sir. So, actually, guys, hello. Shoutouts pala sa mga nanonood sa atin right now dyan sa PCWORX Facebook page and Video GeForce page. Hello. And of course, sa Fulcrum Esports Facebook page. And of course, guys, live na tayo sa YouTube. Kakaset up lang namin actually yesterday. Binigyan ko ng access sa Fulcrum Esports sa YouTube ni PCWORX. Guys, don't forget to subscribe sa aming YouTube channel for more tips and tricks on how to optimize your systems. Magre-release kami ng more videos in the future, and of course sa TikTok din if medyo wala kayong time on like the YouTube parts. So 30 seconds lang tips and tricks doon. So balik tayo doon sa ano. So for the graphics cards, meron tayong tatlong wait lang, nawala ulit yung cheat sheet ko. Yan. So, meron tayong tatlong 3060 Ti na available, 3 different price points. So, ang pinakauna is the 3060 Ti Dual Mini OC V2. It's 36,795. That's the Mini OC version. So, the normal version is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti Dual OC V2, 8GB, DDR6. That's 38,195 pesos. And for the last one, meron tayo yung Asus stuff, of course. Let's go, Asus stuff. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti Tough Gaming OC V2 8GB. It's 40,995. Again, guys, available to sa PCWORX Facebook page, PCWORX branches, and of course, sa Shopee natin, shopee.ph/NVIDIA GeForce official store. So, actually, sinabi na kami direct na wrap up. Maybe tomorrow na lang natin i-discuss yung mga laptops natin. So, before we go on sa ating live stream proper, again, guys, for the Harbinger Tournament Series, the champion will be winning 13,000 pesos for the champion natin. And of course, for the runner-up, 7,000 pesos. Plus, meron tayong freebies for our audience. So, stay tuned sa ating live stream. Yeah.
Yep. And we have yung sa ating pinned comments or sa pinned comments natin, you got some mechanics there kung paano manalo ng ROG packs. Ano ba yung laman nun, Franz? Would you know, or Jarvis?
Actually, direct, can we show it again?
I thought it's gonna be a surprise. But anyway, yeah, this is I think
ayun.
There we go. We got some
passport holder, sakto dito as
nice.
Ay pakita bang
travel.
And video ROG polo shirt. So, alam mo yun, punta kayo sa meeting nyo, may swag ng ROG. Keycap, keychain, and of course, may ROG sling bag. Ang ganda.
How do I cup one of this? Yes. Can I cup one of those? Kailangan ko na gano'n.
Yung sling bag is not available here for purchase. So, rare yan. Pag
what? Yeah. Ang awesome mo.
You're cool pag meron kang sling bag.
Pakap naman yan.
Wala din ako yan eh.
So, meron tayong lucky viewers naman nanalo nung very rare na sling bag. And again, guys, meron tayong hindi na 1,000, 1,500 na from Fulcrum Esports if umabot tayo ng 100 concurrent viewers. Nakabantay dyan si Sir Christian, si Sir Fluffy of Fulcrum Esports. If ever na merong umabot tayo ng 100 concurrent viewers, papamigay natin yung 1,500 natin na GCash straight from Fulcrum Esports. So, yun.
Sa mga magko-comment dyan, right? Magtatag ng friends nila. So, yep. Para sa mga nagtataka, yes, you are tuned into the GeForce Harbinger series Valorant tournament pre-show. This is not the Valorant tournament yet, but since we're wrapping up, this is the end of the program. We will be switching over to Jaeger and we will see some Valorant action. But before that, just would like to thank friends from Team Ace ROG. Any final messages from our sponsor?
Yun lang, you saw ang dami nyo ng choices ng laptops. So, mamili na lang kayo. If you want to kung gusto nyo maging Valorant Pro, like our players dito sa tournament natin, or if you're an aspiring esports player, bumili na kayo. Yes, sir. Yan, laptops. O, meron pa tayong promo sa PC bundle, di ba? So, it's really a good time to get started, to get into gaming.
Yep, definitely.
So, siyempre si Neon, di ba? Out na si Neon. So, gusto maglaro ng bagong Filipino agent natin sa Valorant.
We might be seeing some Neon plays here. Jarvis, any last words before we switch over to the tournament proper?
Mabilis na lang. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the PCWORX official. Don't forget to follow our TikTok at tiktok.com/@PCWORX. Don't forget to like and share yung live stream natin. Of course, like yung page ni PCWORX. It's fb.com/PCWORX. And of course, guys, nag-stream ako on my personal page. It's fb.com/bfromtheeast. So that's it.
Yeah, that's
Diba?
it.
Bilis.
Well, thank you so much. Ito rin, mabilisan lang. Don't do anything. Just don't touch. Kung nanonood ka man sa Facebook or sa YouTube, don't touch anything. Stay tuned because we will be seeing some intense Valorant plays again. Magaganda yung mga teams natin ngayon. And, yup, we will be switching you over from Jaeger. This is me again, Hero, and this I'm with Jarvis right here. This has been the pre-show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. But we out for now. See you tomorrow. Enjoy some Valorant matches. Bye.
Bye.
Hello there, my name is Jaeger. I'm a professional FPS shoutcaster and on occasion I'm a streamer as well. I've been casting since 2016 and when Riot announced Valorant would be coming out, I knew this was the chance for Asian players and Asian talents alike. As a shoutcaster, I believe seeing your best pro players play at the very pinnacle of their ability is what makes it most exciting. That doesn't mean just skill-wise, but technical dominance too. When pro players are showing us their skills, we're not actually getting there 100% because of something called system latency. System latency is the delay in between what you do with your mouse, your monitor, and your keyboard and what happens in the game. This means you may be reacting in real life and clicking as soon as a juicy headshot presents itself, only to get shut down and not know it was because of system latency. That's where NVIDIA Reflex comes in. NVIDIA Reflex reduces system latency, meaning that your reactions will actually reflect in the game. You'll be shooting faster, reacting faster to information, and the entire experience just feels that much more responsive. You'll feel all the excuses you used to have no longer exist, and Valorant just feels so much better to play. To turn it on, simply go to your video settings, look at NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency, and click On or On Boost. This doesn't just apply to the pro players as well, but it applies to you at home as well, and of course, me. I'm no professional, but playing the game and learning how to play at higher levels, I believe will make me a better shoutcaster. And I think with NVIDIA Reflex, I'll be taking in more information and applying it faster too. With NVIDIA Reflex on, I could feel my counter trades were perfect, my headshots felt faster and more natural, I was never dying thinking I had ducked into cover already, it all felt as close to real time as it gets. At the end of the day, frames win games, and what better way to match those frames than with a low system latency to accompany it. Welcome to the GeForce Harbinger tournament. My name is Jaeger, joined by Donut, and today it is brought to you by ROG, Republic of Gamers. And, well, they're providing you with a prize pool and a lot of giveaways as well. Let's take a quick look at the prize pool so you guys can see what these players are playing for. As champion gets 13,000, and the runner-up gets 7,000 pesos. So quite a lot to be picked up here for the first and second places. And we'll be taking a quick look at the brackets as well for today. And here you go. So our first game that we will be casting will be Pacific 6 versus SR Nakagwe, but we also have Coup de Grace, Celestials, and Rank L Cuties, NCG Junior and Exceed, Tricky Potatoes, and Coup de Grace. There's two Coup de Graces. There's also BLZE Shadow, we've seen that before, also Team Nova Sphinx. They managed to get into the finals last time. Fuma Blaze, so there are a couple of Blazes here. BLZE like to go by BLZE and not by Blaze, they didn't like that. 123 is another returning team, and OGG International Austere, they're a team that have done very well in the past as well. So SR Nakagwe, they are the favorites for this side's bracket at the very least. On the other side, seeing OGG International Austere yet again, these guys are very, very talented, but you got talent hidden among these names, because generally you have a team where it's like, wait, how did they get so far? And then you see the names in the team, you're like, oh, okay, now I get it, I understand. It's because they're this team. We also have a giveaway for you guys at home as well. A couple of goodies from ROG. We have a duffel bag, we have a keychain, we have a drawstring bag, passport holder, NVIDIA ROG polo shirt. You can see the little sling bag there. It's very, very stylish.
Jeez.
So plenty to be picked up here, and ROG is going to be sending some to Donut and Jaeger as well, because they're so generous and they love us so much. Thank you. Well, thank you so much.
Look at that
Appreciate
slash
you.
sling bag, right? So I love the colors, and for sure those who are viewing would want to get these. So all throughout the stream, just of course, currently share the stream and also comment down below who you think is able to get that championship title. So there are actually official hashtags, right, Jaeger, for this specific stream?
Yes. And I know exactly what they are as well.
Well, I think there's a lot to expect, especially today, as we go into each of the series. Today's sponsor is actually ROG, so it's getting more intense each week for the Harbinger series, and we're seeing a lot of familiar teams.
That's right. Yeah. Wait, before you go into the teams, because I obviously I knew the hashtags, which were frames win games, hashtag PCWORX, hashtag join the Republic, and hashtag ROG. So make sure you guys put those in so you can get those giveaways. Anyway, you can continue. Just wanted to prove that I knew the whole time.
Yes, so those are the hashtags, so comment them down below for you to get a chance to win that beautiful sling bag from ROG. Sheesh. But then yet again, going back to the brackets, all of the teams, so some of them are very familiar, but some are actually quite new. You wouldn't really know their team names, but the members are quite familiar in the scene, especially what we will be casting for the first set would be SR Nakagwe and Pacific 6. Pacific 6 are composed of Version, Sky, Gentus, Red Pan, and Ice Cream. So both of these teams are very well equipped to go into the first round. Unfortunately, one has to go down and one will prevail. The question really is, in the map of Haven, to both of the teams, really, what do you think can be done in the map of Haven? We've seen a lot of differences in terms of the comps. We know that Maxi and Mid Mathers are always going to be the team members to be consistent for the map of Haven. But what else can you expect? Especially, we have Ice Cream here. Ice Cream used to be part of another team, another pro organization before. So what do you think can be done so that at least NCG can be able to prevail against them?
Well, we'll be starting in just a moment, it seems, but when it comes to Haven, we generally see a very strong attacker side, and whoever does a good job on the defender side normally means that they'll do even better once they switch sides. So, do keep that in mind. Yes, I've been called by production. What?
Oh, okay. I think in the map of Haven, I would definitely agree with what you mentioned earlier. That it's quite important to really choose which side um to go at. So in terms of the map picks, it was Nicaragua to choose the map. And Pacific 6 actually has the privilege to defend first. So they chose to defend first, maybe because of the strategy they have, and they would want to really get a feel of their opponents first.
Right, so I'm being told to what, take off my headset? I can't hear my co-caster if I do that. What do you mean? If you're talking about my microphone, then my microphone is a separate arm, and it's over here. Ah, I couldn't be heard. Okay, my apologies. Well, that's I don't know why my microphone seems to have been doing that recently. Perhaps it's time for an if RG wants to send me a new microphone, I wouldn't mind. It's totally fine by me.
Yeah, if they send you a sling bag and inside would be ROG peripherals, then why not, right?
I have used an ROG headset before, so there's always the chance there. But yeah, Esan Nakagwe, Pacific 6, having Mid Mathis on your side, M, I like to call him. He is a very talented player. Always is a good bolster to the team. We have seen these players jump around through teams. You did mention Ice Cream as well. Ice Cream used to be on Extreme Elite Esports.
Yes,
He used to be with Pabi and Kendi and Zeiss and Leon. So he's got some. He was the MVP for their team as well. He played on that duelist quite a lot, so he definitely knows how to frag out. And there seems to be a lot of fragging power all across the board here. And because this is like the first round, I think they got seeded just a little weirdly because if you got them seeded like this, it means like you have some of the strongest teams already going up against each other at the very start. So you might have a lot more one-sided games after that fact. So this might be the longest game we have all day, and we might lead into some very short games, which would be unfortunate. But yeah, there you go. Oh, Gentis on it. Oh yeah, so Shy Gentis. Gentis, of course, is a well, he's just a naughty boy. He's always been a naughty boy, and I've always supported Gentis, but he does like to trash talk a bit. And so always keep that in mind. But against Yanagi's team, I don't think he's going to be pulling out any of those kind of stops. And so here are the picks for Haven. Having that Astra always very important. Great way to create space. That ult can be such a good decider for how a round goes as well. Especially those post plants in the C long. If you have a wall there from a Astra, that can be very annoying. The lock-in for the chamber as well. Chamber on Haven.
Ooh.
I can understand the idea behind it simply because you do expect to have an operator player. There are long angles that you can take advantage of, and having those slows and those teleports can make it a very hard guessing game as well. But everything else, having the Killjoy, having the Sova, you need the information. You need to have if you don't want to put someone in garage, just put an alarm button there, and you already get that information to work with as well. So it's pretty much cookie cutter stuff. We've heard that term before, and well, we seem to be frozen. And you see my face right now. Also, that's they spelled my name Jiger as well. So just all the stops coming out today: frozen faces, just messed up microphones, and misspelled names. But if we get all of those out of the way at the very start, that means that you don't head into them later on. So you can only go up from here.
Yes, that's true. There's no way to go but up, and we're seeing...
Especially with you, Donut.
Well, hopefully, yes. I would want to be taller than I am currently. But a tall tale is actually this matchup that we're seeing. I loved what you said, that switching up this chamber for the Killjoy can be very vital. Using the Headhunter as early as the first round, you get a free sheriff basically. But it's basically how you would want to really use that. Because of course, bullets are restricted. There's only a few that you can use, but using it well is the important decision to make for Nakagwe, especially with that pick. So, given that you have the slows and as well as the trademark basically, but yeah, I'm guessing that choosing the Killjoy over the Chamber is just really the cookie cutter, as you mentioned. If it works, then it works. But I love that SR Nakagwe was able to weave in the Chamber pick, given that Chamber is allowed now in a series of tournaments. But really, the efficiency is the question here. We've seen Killjoy to become very effective in this map, as well as the Cypher. But seeing the chamber into play, especially used by Yanagi, right? I think we have more to expect from this specific player. Going into
I
the
think
game
so
now.
as well. There is a lot to expect from Yanagi. He has been. I like a leader that sits back and watches over things and having that on the chamber. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. But look at that. Just to start things off, getting super aggressive down A long. They're actually going to find a double kill there from Maxi. Mid-math is as well going to secure one. And so this initial aggression has turned into a 2 versus 4.
Yeah, and that was actually very, very punished there by SR Nakagwe. They expected a little bit of a push, but Shy is able to at least try to make it equal, making it 2v3. But right now they're going to be spotted out by that drone, so Maxi is going to be ready for that flash, but uses a Trailblazer instead to at least catch them. But information is given, a little bit of a supplement there by that bolt, but there's going to be a beautiful post-plant position here. Joe uses the shock dart, but Bread Pan is very, very low, and he gets the kill, and the first round goes to SR Nakagwe.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you just have to play the numbers game, and Pacific 6, you know, it's a 2 versus 4, and when you exchange frags till the end of the round there, you're going to end up with at least 2 players still alive, and that... I mean, it was an okay idea to push down A long at the start, because that kind of aggression at the very start in A, it secured them the first kill. They got the first blood for that round, but after that, I mean, they already had 3 players that pushed forward. They already got into crossfire positions. They can all react accordingly. So, I don't know. It feels like a bit of a miscall, but when you're playing on Haven, where it can be quite attacker-sided, you want to take advantage of the fact that you have to watch out for all those flanks as well. You've got 3 sites that you have to worry about. So you might as well have a little bit of aggression, but it doesn't work out for them. And so Nakagwe now, they're looking to convert properly. They pick up a couple of Spectres, they pick up the Guardian. We're not seeing as many areas as I'd expect to see, and if you've been playing at all, you know how annoying those areas can be. And they've just cleared this B site, out goes the drone, they've seen everything, and they will go for that plant perhaps early on, although I don't really like the idea of an early plant without any picks first, because the retake potential, especially in this B site, is super high.
Yeah, and Gentis actually eats up a little bit of the shock dart. And they do get another one. Perfect placement for that, but they're so ready for this push. That's why there's going to be a spray down. And it's just up to Version here. He gets pulled by that gravity well, and Motor this able to get that kill. So quite a flawless round for the team of NCG, but there's more to come as Pacific 6 are able to buy out their rifles now. Shy was able to get at least 3 kills for the past 2 rounds, means there's a lot of fragging potential for the team. It's just that, of course, it's how you hold the sites, and it seems as if the defense is well read because the rest of the members of NCG, they're going into the A site with full force of that defense. Sova, Arena, and a Jet, are they going to be prepared for this push?
If I was A side, would you be holding me or pushing me full force?
I would basically be holding and pushing at the same time.
As it should be. There you go. Version, he's been holding down to the sewers as Moha and Mid Mathers are in a bit of a crossfire, but that spray down is not going to work out because in close range, that Spectre is going to shred you apart. All that movement and all the accuracy to go along with it, but that is going to be a challenge that's a little bit easier as Gentis and Ice Cream both secure themselves a couple of kills. And Pacific 6, they're down 1 player, but Nakagwe, they're at the man disadvantage.
Once the smoke dissipates, for sure there is going to be a kill secured, but it's Mathers able to secure that. Doesn't really catch the third one, and it's just down to Maxi here with the Bulldog. A lot of fragging potential for this player. Still has the guiding light available, so he can use that to either get information where they currently are. Pacific 6 bread pan is very, very low, so Gentis has to be the one to take control of this push.
30 seconds
They are
left.
just waiting for Maxi to push out, sees the barrel of the gun, and a headshot for Gentis secures them the first round on the board.
I really like that as well. The fact that they get into that crossfire there, that would have baited Gentis. Even if Maxi wins that fight, perhaps he pushes over to the B side. Breadpan is already in position to secure the kill onto Maxi. So good use of position and numbers in that situation. Now, they did lose a bit of money. Ice Cream is going to be able to buy up a judge. We do have the Spectre in the hands of Shy, but it's a full buy for NCG. The only person that's really, or rather the two people that don't really have anything is Mid Mathis and Yanagi, which is going to be half armor. Not too big a deal. It's definitely a salvageable situation, but the rest of them have the weapons. And so it's pretty much an even round in terms of gunfire, or rather gunpowder versus armor available to them, and they're going to go straight back into this B site. They seem to be very confident in themselves to defend the site. They are going to get spotted out by the Owl drone, and so Mojo are going to have to back up a little bit. Version, a little peek over to the A site. They don't really control the A site too strongly. They are more focused on getting into those rotations as quickly as possible, and there is a big stack over on that C site along with two players inside the garage.
Oh, that Cosmic Divide gives them a lot of the cover that they need for this plant, but all of the utilities will slow them down. But the plant comes in, and this is another take of that post-plant positions. They're going to be defending this, but this time from inside the B site. There's one waiting. It's going to be Joe to catch out Gentis, but his patience is not going to pay off as he is going to get shut down by Gentis here. So there are just two people remaining for NCG. Maxi over here is just waiting. He knows that two people are there. He's going to be ready for the first one, but the trade comes in for Shy. Yanagi, however, isn't able to get the kill. Shy gets a 3K with just a Spectre, and now 2 points for Pacific 6 for this one. But the question really is, I love that you pointed out their economy. They might not have enough going into this round, because look at Ice Cream's buy. Is he gonna opt for another judge? And it might not be efficient for an anti-eco.
Well, I mean, again, it's I don't know what this insistence is on that B site. It works in that second round, but that was against pistols. When you're going up against the weapons like that, I'm never a big fan of it. The only time the B site works is when you're going up against an eco, in my opinion. Gentis, missing a couple of shots. Every single dagger has missed there. Moja, you need to. Well, I don't know how that's happened there. Ice Cream is going to find the double kill, but that is not the best bladestorm we've seen from a Jet so far. Well, there you go. Gentis is going to be taking down Maxi. It was just a pretty much straightforward round. It was a eco round. They did do a bit of damage onto the Jet, but they don't find a single kill. So not the best use of an eco. Generally, you want to secure at least one kill. Perhaps if they didn't let Moja peek by himself down long, they would have secured that kill onto the Reyna. But well, it doesn't really matter, because now they've got the weapons, they're able to bounce back into this. Yanagi not going to be buying a weapon, perhaps going to be using the ult instead on this round, but you only get 5 bullets, so it is good to have a contingency weapon at least.
You want to play? Let's play.
Yeah. But at least the use of the Tour de France is going to be effective against me, the person defending this A site, but they just really want to give it away. It's take 2 of their A take, but this time they want to take it slowly but surely. Mid Mathers is creeping up his way towards sewers together with the help of the drone. They clear the corners, and they will figure out that the A site is free for their taking. So smokes will come in, and probably Version is gonna throw in that bolt and then maybe get some frags, but uses the shock darts instead. Will get a little bit of damage, but no kills will connect. So Version is just going to wait out. But he's going to get spotted by that Recon Bolt. Maxi is gonna be ready. They're out to push. They want to catch them off guard with that blind though. Perfect use of utility. Gets a 3k for Mid Mathers. And Maxi is just waiting, although he's holding his guiding flight. Catches him off guard. There's still one person remaining for this. And the kill is gonna go to Mojer, and the 3-3 now equalizes the situation.
Their A play is really good. Their post plants and their positioning in their post plants is just very, very strong, and they don't really leave any gaps as well. And so Pacific 6, they're going to have to keep. That's why Gentis keeps pushing out at the very start of the round. He knows that their A site retakes perhaps a little bit lackluster. Still, Pacific 6, they've done a good job, right? 3 rounds already on this defender side. If they can get up to 4 or 5, then they're already set for the second half, where they can be a lot more dominant. But Nakagwe, they want to try and get a string of rounds together right now, right? You want to get up to that 9 points as quickly as possible, just so that defender side can be way more space for you to finish off those rounds, because you'll find that for every 1 defender side round, you'll be losing 3 attacker side rounds. So they have to, as much as possible, build that lead up as quickly as they can. So they are going back towards that A side again. They've realized, you know what, this is working out for us, and they've set up all their traps along the long position in case someone tries to go for the flat. Mid Mathers, great position, tries to convert a second, but Version, he's going to be shutting him down after the repeat. Joe, he's going to be pushing forward with the ult, with the ult there from Sky, but does get hit by a shock dart. And Joe actually finds a kill onto Version with a shock dart of his own. So Karma can be a little bit rude sometimes. And Maxi, they get all the information on the side. What a great way to clear this. Owl drones, trailblazers, everything they need to get the information. Recon bolts as well. Yanagi, he's already pushed into a forward position to catch anyone that tries to push forward.
That was such a great A take yet again, as you mentioned before. They've had a lot of success here in A. That's why they want to go back and back again. But that was just really unfortunate. The push from Pacific 6 by Shy and as well as Version could have been well, just so if they could have checked their corners. It was just really a bait once one was tagged by that recon bolt from that drone. Shy didn't really check the right, so he was punished for that, but at least a good trade there by Version. But these small mistakes actually let NCG win out these rounds. And if they go back A again, there's nobody there to actually defend the site. But it's mid that they want to take, and Ice Cream is well and ready for this push. Spots out Mid Mathers, but doesn't really connect to kill. A headshot is what they need to get that numbers advantage.
Oh, I don't like this. They're going back towards the B site. This has not worked for them in the past. I don't know why it's going to work for them now, but... Well, I mean, if they're feeling confident, you know, you can't snuff them out while they're ahead. And so, tagged by the Owl drone, forces them back, and Moja just trying to get some wall bangs going, just in case. And there, out comes the ult from the Astra. That's going to give them the space, dashing straight up. This could be... Oh! Unfortunately, that position does get revealed, so that's not going to work out. As on the other side, jumping through and spraying inside, that's a great response.
Yeah, super great response. I thought it was going to be quite an anime battle for that one, but once that smoke dissipates, they're going to spot them out, and the kills do connect for NCG. Mid Mathers is going to push out, spots out the Killjoy, and a flawless round for them. They didn't really have success in B previously, but I think they picked up the pieces. They figured out maybe take number 2 is a little bit better for them, and we saw that how beautiful and flawless the round was. And it's really more of these decisions, and what they expected behind that wall was just really everything was shut down. They knew that the jet would push up because of that cloud burst. That's why Mojer was able to get that kill, and once that smoke did dissipate, they got all the kills that they need, and they also secured the flanks. But Version here is holding the operator. There's a little bit of a double here, and that's why Mojer is going to get Gentis in that situation. No more operator for them. A trade comes in, but it's quite late. They already have the A site.
And again, it's getting more and more convincing by the round, right? Maxi is waiting for this push to come out. Out comes the Prowl. There's a first, trying to find a second, but Shy, great strafe to the left, but Moja is there to get the refrag. And all by himself, bread pan, he's gonna get shut down. Can you cook a donut on a bread pan?
I guess so. You can fry it first and then maybe put it inside the oven. That would be a great way to cook a donut in a bread pan.
Sounds great.
Yeah, the pour glaze over it. That would be great.
You know, the only time I've ever had meat on a donut is bacon. That's all.
saying?
No, that's the only time I've ever had meat on a donut. Is when it was like candied bacon. That's the only time I've ever had it. I have seen donut with pork floss on it before. That looked pretty interesting.
That would be weird, but yeah, I mean, salt can outweigh the sweetness and it can balance it out, but balance here is C, and we're seeing a full push towards C. They haven't really gone C before. That's why they want to try this out, and they've done so successfully, as it is going to be a 5v5 hold, and Maxi is able to get the kill first. Now they're just waiting. The rest of the defense here is in the site, and they just want to push through. Mojer actually gets a double with a Blade Storm. And now they get the 7th, a more convincing play that they can be as dominating as they can be here. An almost flawless round, Jaeger.
Yeah, that's 5 in a row now. They're looking to actually close it out with a 9-3. I didn't want to jinx anything, but we do have 2 more rounds to go, and that is plenty of space for Pacific 6 to at least try and adapt to these pushes that are coming in from SN Akagwe, because they are getting just that much more sharp with their aim. And they're a lot more aware of where these pushes are coming from on the flank as well. Even the fact that, in general, we've been seeing Chamber putting up some traps to catch those flanks, and now he stopped putting them down. He's put them down again, but on the one run where he didn't put them down, they put guns up, and the person that pushed forward felt confident to push. Like, oh, they didn't put the traps down. I bet it's inside the site. And of course, who was watching? Of course, it was Moja. And there's like these little adaptations that they're applying to every round, and it's really smart from them. This time, 3 players push up A long, and they've gambled on the wrong site here because they know how weak their A sites have been. The flash is going to come through. They're going to get the information that someone is hiding in place. And Version, he's safe behind that wall, but if that was wall bangable, he would be dead right now.
Yeah, he's safe for now, but I think they've figured out that they've already taken A control, so that's why they want to move somewhere else. They want to go back to the C site where they had an almost flawless round. It's just up to Mid Mathers here to try and control this flank. And he's able to do so. At least Mojer is able to take down Breadpan. No more controller for the side of Pacific 6. And now he is trying to eliminate Shy. And Mid Mathers, he's not going to wait for anybody else because the rotations came in. It's a long one as Shy tries to hold the site down. But the retake is possible. There is an ultimate for the Reyna, but is it gonna be enough as Mojer takes Gentis down? He is well and ready for another peek. Sees one is already there, but still gets a kill through the smoke. And he is ready for this kill. Now there's just up to 1, and Version is gonna get shut down there by Maxi. Really, really good showing. And the 9-3 that you mentioned is very, very possible because coming into this round, Pacific 6, they don't really have enough. We're seeing an Aris buy, a Sheriff buy, a Stinger in 2022. Might be something that they could use, but I'm not so sure if it can be effective.
Stinger in 2022, lol. You're just talking down him. Wow, a Stinger. Okay, alright, buddy. Alright, let's go. No, he's switching up with a Spectre. I think that is the better choice. I would have picked Daenerys if you're going up against all these rifles. They've been so annoying to play against. And Moja not going to place on the right side. Breadpan making a great use of that position. Mid-Mathers will shut him down though. There's the Astra Diff. But 3 versus 4, that's a good start. Gentis is on 5 HP and he's got no one that can heal him but himself.
That's true. Maybe if he pops out that Empress, it's gonna be a survival for him. At least the objective for him is to really survive this round, for him to use that Empress well. There's just up to 2 members for Nakagwe. It's gonna be Mid Mathers though. a very doable situation. So as long as they play this smart, the rest of the members of Pacific 6, they're holding down the C site, a recon bolt to try and get them information where they currently are, but it's actually Nakagwe to use the Seekers against them. So now they figure out that a lot of the members there are in C, and it's going to be Ice Cream waiting for them here with a Guardian. So if he gets a headshot potential, spots out one kill, and gets the second. Now a 4-8. What you mentioned, Jaeger, earlier, maybe getting that 4 is well enough for this attack to maybe equalize the situation, get the pistol round, get the second as well after that. And then we get a 6-8, and it's really more of a doable situation for Pacific 6. But NCG and this defense, especially with the chamber into play, it's not something that you would normally expect in terms of the defense. You have both of the traps here in garage and as well as B, so that's why they're more confident to really put all of the heads and the bodies in the A site.
One of the most annoying combinations can be a chamber and a killjoy, because a slow mixed with like a swarm grenade, it's just like when you have the sage that knows exactly where to place those slow orbs, but you can put those as a trap. That is the worst thing. So there are some ways to do that. Of course, they haven't gone for a killjoy. They've gone for just a Sova instead. But a Sova can also work with the slow orbs as well, having those shock darts in play. But you have the time, instead of the opposite of it being the slows coming from the stage, you have the slow coming from a trap instead. And Gentis, he's going to start things off with a kill. And this is a great pistol round already. Triple kill going into the round. They've already cleared it. And it's a retake from Long and a retake from Garage. So it's not going to be easy. The spike is already down, and all 5 members are alive and healthy.
Yeah, but Mojer here, he's going to be expected by Breadpan. So, the headshot long range with the ghost is going to be effective. They now know the one is flanking, so the rest of the bodies are moving forward slowly. And it's going to be Ice Cream to secure the 3rd kill. And that's a flawless round, Jaeger, for the pistol. So, they have more than enough to buy up for this round and secure this, as I expected. But the good thing about what Pacific 6 did there was they really tried to overwhelm the site as much as possible. They used all of the cloud bursts, and even with the even with the push out there by Gentis, they were able to secure at least the back of the site. And then what they did was they had the discipline not to really push out and get heads out for themselves, right? So they maintained that advantage, and right now that advantage might be good here as well, because it's going to be an A push, but there are 4 members from NCG to actually defend this. The hero authority, it's going to be scary, and the push out there by Mojer is going to get punished there. It's a bloodbath here in the A side. There's just 1 remaining. It's going to be Mid-Mathers, but they know he's behind that smoke because Shy was killed, but at least they were still able to secure that round.
I've never seen so many shorty buys that actually result in 2 kills. It's not a bad buy. I mean, they got more kills than we saw from NCG on their pistol round in response. And now NCG, they have plenty of rifles to work with, but P6, they shouldn't be investing too much in this round. They should know it's a difficult round to win considering the weapons they have, but they can buy into the next round. So Ice Cream just going to stick to that Sheriff, and we'll also be seeing the Ghost and half armor, so that's fair enough, as they just try and do a bit of economic damage, which will help them in the long run.
Will this help though? Maxi's waiting, and a little bit of a push here. And a lot of traps as well by that chamber to try and slow them down, but Yanagi is able to secure the 2K. Maxi is waiting for that peek from Ice Cream, but Ice Cream does get away. So that's good play from him, because they know that there's so much that's waiting for them behind that door. So now they try and look for other opportunities within the map. They want to go back to that A site, but I think the longer that they wait, the more space Nakagwe is able to take away from them. So even though they go towards the A site, there is a possibility for 2 flanks. And as well as that play for that Sova, Joe, who's waiting there by the A site. So maybe they can do a little bit of a recon bolt play, but they're just waiting. They're waiting for the rotations. They don't want to give Pacific 6 this round because a lot of them, they're very, very happy and
30
healthy,
seconds
and they
left.
want to keep all of the rifles as much as possible. But Pacific 6, they've taken the A site, and the plant is secured. But the retake, a 5-stack of a
planted.
retake, that's gonna be scary with guns, not as powerful as these rifles.
Especially when you've lost your killjoy that early. Any flanks you won't be aware of. You'll have no way of telling when someone's pushed through that smoke. You have to only use visuals, and already you can see them getting torn apart by these weapons. A good job there, nice shot there from Ice Cream, and that's exactly what you wanted. 2 kills on a round where you definitely have inferior weaponry. That's fair enough. They're gonna go up 9 and 6, but Pacific 6, they're in a good position to try and fight back that 7-9. They'll have the money in this next round. Now Kagwe lost 2 weapons in the process. They only had half armor on a number of their teammates in that particular round as well. Joe's gonna have to go on maybe a Guardian or an Ares or a Spectre on this particular round. It's gonna be a Bulldog instead, dropped by his teammate, and it's gonna be a full buy coming in for Pacific 6. So on the attacker side, all those flanks from earlier, I don't think they'll be as viable with Shy alive and with the traps put in place. That alarm bot is sitting in the window, so if we try and see another push there from Moja, that is going to get caught out. So a nice setup, 4 players pushing down mid. They're trying to get aggressive with that mid control.
And they have gone aggressive. Mid-Mathers able to take out Ice Cream and Modern as well as Yanagi. They've taken so much of this map control. And they think Pacific 6, they're secure at the moment because they haven't really, I mean, the trap hasn't really gone out or gone off just yet. But if they walk through Motor's crosshair, this is going to be quite scary for them. They push towards a site. It's going to be Joe here to try and seep through. If they see 1 or 2 people, then it's going to be a confirmed A hit.
Right.
Oh, Joe might be feeling the pressure now, starting to build all around him because he's going to have no means of escape in just a moment. He's going to have his cross covered, he's going to have his left side covered, he's going to be stuck in the back of his side. He's going to have to rely on his teammates, and look at all that utility, an instant concuss there onto Sova, and he's going to get shut down from behind. And that smoke placements are perfect, and actually, as that recon bolt comes in, Verge is going to catch Maxi. That is going to be 4 versus 3, and this time that's the difference. As on Akagwe, they have way less numbers for this retake.
And the numbers that is something that they need. Now Mojo doesn't really care for all of the utilities coming his way. He's still gonna push out, and they're gonna be ready for this. Mid-Mathers is able to secure the 3 for this retake, and Gentus is actually very overwhelmed. Red Pan is here under hell, and that's where he is going to be as he dies to the hands of Mojo here. And a good retake for NCG. 1 was lost too early, but they're able to redeem this round. And I loved how they did that retake. They were so steady to secure each of the kills. And I would really have to say that Mid-Mathers is on a roll here, currently sitting up top together with Mojo at 18 kills. And if you have a controller as skilled as he is, it's going to be scary during these retakes, right? So it's not... You don't have to be complacent. If you have already planted the spike, you still have to worry about Mid-Mathers and Mojer's combination during the retakes.
Get out of my way!
Right now, they want to go fast here. Towards the B side, probably. Maybe do that jet quick plan, but not so sure if Yanagi will let them do so.
Straight down and straight out, and there's plenty of I mean, look, it's on Akagwe, they have Astra's ult, so oh my god. Well then, Mid-Mathers and Moja, they completely tear apart the entire offensive there simply from a little push from Garage, and that's what I hate. The B side, like why you still go there? Why does anyone go there on the attacker side? That's what happens.
And I love the timing. The moment that they heard that the spike was being planted, they were all prepped to go towards mid and get all of the kills. And they didn't even let Pacific 6 go towards their post-plant positions, right? While they were backing away, there was really that cavalry that went outside of Garage to kill them all. And that was a bloodbath. Now they don't want to go back B. They want to try A this time, and this might be a smart move for them, but the Chamber has the Tour de France online. Redpan is able to secure one, at least controlling the flank. No more jet for them to use, but Yanagi is ready for the peak, and that's why he secures a kill against Version. So Yanagi just really quickly backs away. So Ice Cream won't be ready for the trade. And the drone is gonna spot out one more person here. It's a 4v4. The Killjoy is actually trying to find other opportunities within the B site, but Mid Mathers is going to be ready because also of the trap of Chamber. It went off. They want to go back to B, but Yanagi here, unless he is smoked off, this is a potential for him to get either 2 kills or 1 kill with this ultimate, and it's going to be scary. He's just waiting.
I know. I like this is it. The stalemate. 30 seconds. They're gonna push at exactly 30. It seems to be the case. Oh, there you go. Well played. The Tour de Force is gonna find its target, and Joe, nice attempt to try and assist there, but it's not gonna be the kill found. That is gonna put them back onto 3 versus 3. Mid Mathers pushes forward, but decides, you know what? Maybe I just wait for this to finish. Oh, run as fast as you can.
And again, the retake here with the combo still alive with the Sky. So there is going to be the first kill by Yanagi, and it's just 1. He has to play this smart, but Shy is ready for that push out of the smoke. He secures at least 7 for the team. So the dream is still alive for them. And if they continue on with those default plays in terms of the attacks, then they are able to maybe outplay the team of Nakagwe, because the silence is just really damning for NCG, because they don't know where else they could go. Once the trap was set off in B, they thought that there were already rotations for Pacific 6. What they didn't really know is that A was their target for that hit of a site. And right now they want to go back to A, but Mojo here has the operator, so he's gonna get shut down. But Ice Cream has managed to pass through, but he just easily backs away. Doesn't really want to get caught out by that operator. Breadpan, however, gets a kill against Yanagi, so there's no more Sentinel to give them maybe the information whether it's going to be a garage push or a B push, as the traps are laid on that site. Maxi knows there's danger behind that door, so that's why he just backs away. They're just waiting for the push. And I love this position here, because Mid Mathers has this powerful position. If they go towards C, then it's just timing for him to maybe get the person who's planting the spike. And he might be able to catch Version off guard. And he's the one holding the spike. So I hope he just finishes laying down all of the stars for him to get maybe a multi-kill here against the Killjoy and the Sova.
30 seconds left.
There's no way they don't check this. They played this position before, and if they fall victim to their own positioning here... Oh, they do check it, but he doesn't hold the angle! So unfortunate. And Version, again, he's going to win that fight against Maxi, but Mid Mathers, a good refrag, and they are now at the advantage. But Mid Mathers has a lot more to do, and Ice Cube's going to take him down. 10 seconds left. They have to get that spike, dash into the site, and get it down in time. And Moja just has to deny that plan.
And maybe to deny that plan is to use... Oh! They didn't
There's
have
no
enough
time.
time. Mojo was just a nuisance there. With that updraft, they gave them
Match
a
point.
doubt whether or not they could be able to plant that spike. So the time was in their favor, and that was such an easy way to get match point for NCG. And right now, that's 5 in terms of the deficit that they really have to get on a roll. And knowing that NCG is on match point, Version is only using the Sheriff. I'm not so sure if he's going to buy up. Yes, he does. He's going to secure the Bulldog yet again. But I'm not so sure. There's a defense. Hunter's Fury here. That's not really going to get a kill, but at least they know the push is coming in.
Well, Ice Cream, he's going to get spotted out there. not a fast response, and Mid Mathis just takes him down before he can even hit the side. Shy, he's pushing through from the sewers, but Mid Mathis, he's sitting in the back of that side there as well, and this is just gonna be a shutdown, isn't it? This is always how a game like this is gonna end. With Mid Mathis pushing forward, fast responses are being made, and SR Nakagwe, they played a great defender side. It almost looks more flawless than their attacker side did, which is kind of strange. And Breadpan all by himself, he's doing a job of it. He's found himself a couple of kills, but he is surrounded. Inagi's going to be the IGL to finish things off, and 13-7, SR Nakagwe will take the first round and move into the second.
Quite really a good form and fashion for SR Nakagwe to really get all of those kills. And looking at the scoreboard right now, it's Mid Mathers and Mojer at the very, very top. And if you have two of these players during the retakes and all of those pushes, and it's gonna be quite an unstoppable force for the team of Pacific 6. It was good showing for P6, at least during these rounds that they won. They also got a flawless one during the pistol round, but it's not quite enough, especially during that switch up. Once NCG got a hold of the defense, I think the chamber was really well picked for them. Yanagi holding that chamber for the team, using the tour de force to get all of those kills as well. And it's just really good. Looking at the scoreboard, Mid Mathers has 10 assists to his name. And you also have 26 kills. So those assists are all, and looking at the combat score, he has 379, like 100 beyond Mojer's ACS.
Yeah, like 10 assists, 26 kills. You're responsible for 36 kills. That's like the approximate of 7 aces. So had a pretty good game, I'd say, and they're looking strong going forward. But that was it. Our first game, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be taking a short break, and when we come back after this next game, we will be having our giveaway for you guys for our first giveaway. The giveaway is continuing on until tomorrow, so make sure you guys are jumping in for tomorrow as well. Again, here's the list of the giveaways: 5 Aces gift bags, ROG/sling bag, drawstring bag, passport holder, NVIDIA ROG polo shirt, and keycap keychains. Plenty to be given away by ROG. Thank you very much to ROG for all those goodies. We'll be taking a short break, so don't go anywhere, because we'll be back for round number 2. And if you don't stick around, then, well, that's your loss. So stick around. Hello there, my name is Jaeger. I'm a professional FPS shoutcaster, and on occasion, I'm a streamer as well. I've been casting since 2016, and when Riot announced Valorant would be coming out, I knew this was the chance for Asian players and Asian talents alike. As a shoutcaster, I believe seeing your best pro players play at the very pinnacle of their ability is what makes it most exciting. That doesn't mean just skill-wise, but technical dominance too. When pro players are showing us their skills, we're not actually getting there 100% because of something called system latency. System latency is the delay in between what you do with your mouse, your monitor, and your keyboard and what happens in the game. This means you may be reacting in real life and clicking as soon as a juicy headshot presents itself, only to get shut down and not know it was because of system latency. That's where NVIDIA Reflex comes in. NVIDIA Reflex reduces system latency, meaning that your reaction actually reflects in the game. You'll be shooting faster, reacting faster to information, and the entire experience just feels that much more responsive. You'll feel all the excuses you used to have no longer exist, and Valorant just feels so much better to play. To turn it on, simply go to your video settings, look at NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency, and click On or On Boost. This doesn't just apply to the pro players as well, but it applies to you at home as well, and of course, me. I'm no professional, but playing the game and learning how to play at higher levels, I believe, will make me a better shoutcaster. And I think with NVIDIA Reflex, I'll be taking in more information
and applying it faster too. With NVIDIA Reflex on, I could feel my counter trades were perfect, my headshots felt faster and more natural, I was never dying thinking I had ducked into cover already, it all felt as close to real time as it gets. At the end of the day, frames win games, and what better way to match those frames than with a low system latency to accompany it. Hello there, my name is Jaeger. I'm a professional FPS shoutcaster, and on occasion, I'm a streamer as well. I've been casting since 2016, and when Riot announced Valorant would be coming out, I knew this was the chance for Asian players and Asian talents alike. As a shoutcaster, I believe seeing your best pro players play at the very pinnacle of their ability is what makes it most exciting. That doesn't mean back to the GeForce Harbinger tournament. My name is Jaeger, joined by Donut, and we're into round number 2 of this tournament. We're taking a quick look at the bracket so you can see who's gone through the first round. Here, of course, is the matchup for the next game: Below Zero versus One Accord Esports. So plenty to look forward to here. Both the teams are already in the lobbies, ready to go. And they've gone on up ahead after beating the likes of Basic Central, and One Accord Esports beat BNS Shine. So that's how they got to this point. You can see everyone else has moved ahead. OGG International Austere, no surprise there. TC Rising Stars and MGS Club. MGS Clubs have beat 123ers. That is interesting. And Team Nova Submatic have beaten Fuma Blaze. So some interesting results here. Amethyverse have beaten Team Nova Sphinx, who were our finalists last time. So we have had quite a few switch-ups here, and some surprising results. Tricky Potatoes and Coup de Grace have not yet concluded their game, it seems. Perhaps it's 7 times overtime or something happening right now, and they just can't seem to beat each other. But XCW sitting there looking very confident. And again, we do have the giveaway. Make sure you stick around to the end of this round for the first giveaway. Here are the giveaways now on the screen, so you can see what you can win for yourselves.
Yeah, it's going to be the Asus gift pack, which includes the drawstring bag, the passport holder, the NVIDIA ROG polo shirt, the cap keychain, and the very, very pretty Slash sling bag. So that's all up for grabs. As long as you watch the stream and, of course, comment down below the official hashtags, which Jaeger has already memorized by now.
That's right, and those hashtags are... Sing a song, make sure you guys know that I have musical talent as well, but the hashtags are hashtag frames win games, hashtag PCWORX, hashtag join the Republic, and hashtag ROG. Those are the hashtags for today, so remember to keep plugging those so that you guys can get yourselves a goodie for watching this. We do have, actually, I just saw the comments now as well. Someone said meat on a donut. Don't know what he's talking about there, little pervert. Kind of strange. But everyone else seems to be taking part in those giveaways. So, plenty to look forward to for you guys, but we'll be jumping into the game very shortly. So looking at the lineups for both these teams, for the side of Below Zero, Moshi, MP, Tonichi, A4 Tech, and Tetsu. And on the other side, you've got Bliss, MD2, Zomia, Ray, and Onita.
So there's a lot to really see here. I've seen a lot of the games of One Accord before, and they seem to be pretty pretty contained when it comes to pressure situations. So I'm guessing there's a lot at stake against the team of Below Zero. I haven't really seen the likes of Moshi and Donichi and A4Tech to play, but I'm very well familiar with the player Tetsu. So I guess given this lobby and given the map, I'm not so sure if we'll be seeing the map now. It's another Haven pick here. It's been decided by the team of Below Zero, and One Accord Esports has chosen to defend yet again. I'm not so sure if it's going to be another story similar to what we've seen earlier by SR Nakagwe, wherein they chose the map and they got the win, or it could be One Accord having that advantage as they defend first.
Well, it is always nice to go for those comebacks on the attacker side, but we have seen some great defender sides so far today. And yeah, Tetsu perhaps will show us something. Tetsu, of course, is Weeb for Steel, so you know, always nice to know that they have a they could have a very strong defense because steel's a metal and steel is strong. So you know, there's your pun for you there, but there you go. And yeah, they're actually going to be jumping into the server now. You'll be seeing the agent select appearing on your screens as I say it. And so Tetsu on the Sova, Tanichi on the Reina. We've seen what the basic pick should be for this map, having that the Astra, having the Jet for the operator, Sova for information, and a Sentinel like Killjoy or Chamber can work out. We do have the double initiator on Haven. That can work out pretty well as well. I do like to see the double initiator on occasion. And we've had a one of the players has disconnected during the picking phase. It was a Valo error, so he'll be jumping back in. But you got a basic idea of what to expect, perhaps, or at least from 1A. Double initiator does mean that you get twice the information. You get flashes as well that come off. You can't have double initiator without one of those being a flasher, because obviously Sova doesn't have flashes, but the other two, Sky and Breach, both have flashes available to them, and so does KO as well. So KO is actually one of the picks I think is also viable on Haven. We've seen like the suppression dagger go up from long, and there are a couple of lineups that work for Sova that do work for the KO as well, that can really give you a good bolster when you're hitting those sides, because it means that, especially if you hit a response or a Killjoy, all that utility stops being able to be used, and so you can't really bounce back on that defense. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen here. It's more of, we see that in the likes of Kakarot and his team. They love to use that KO pick, and I think like these new agents that are coming out, slowly we're going to start seeing those the old agents start getting phased out by the new ones. And so Neon picks, Chamber picks, KO picks, I'd love to see them. And it feels like people are doing their research to make them viable in this current environment.
Yeah, and I think viability for these agents are... I think Riot is doing a good job in terms of increasing certain power and decreasing certain powers of these agents, so at least the pick rates are quite equal. And as you mentioned, given that Bliss and as well as Zomia are there as those blinding agents, preferring them against the Sova gives them so much space to work with in terms of maybe those retakes as they defend first. But for the team of Below Zero, we're seeing a Reina pick instead, and then a hover over a Sage or probably a Cypher. But Mochi is actually gonna be hovering around that Jet instead, so going for maybe a double duelist or a triple duelist comp is something that could help them. But Tetsu is the only one secured with that Sova, so maybe going in for those traditional picks can be more effective for them. But I'm pretty interested to see how the retakes are going to be, given that you have a double blind. So Bliss and Zomia, that combo is so deadly, especially with a Jet into play, because you can do double blinds and then a Jet will come in, maybe with a Blade Storm. I can imagine it happening in the map of Haven. But given Below Zero's pick, we have a Cypher, a double duelist setup, a Jet, and a Reina as well. So I think they're going in for that firepower instead of the utility plays. We do have an Omen pick for MP instead of that Astra. So I'm seeing a lot more Omen picks in certain tournaments because of the showing that we've seen in Valorant Champions. So getting Omen back in the tournament again is something that I'm interested to see, as of course I think there's so much power to the Paranoia and as well as the Shrouded Step. It's a big risk to use all of the Shrouded Steps, but if you use it well, there's so much reward for the teams.
Yeah, we have seen some very cheeky ideas when it comes to those shadow steps. I mean, you've seen players teleport straight in front of someone and not get punished for it, and it always makes you wonder, like, how on earth has that just happened? But some people just have that kind of X factor to them that they're just untouchable during those situations. So here we go. Starting things off, it looks like it will be perhaps an A push. Actually, they play things pretty passively at the start here. Instead, it is going to be our defense that want to get aggressive. As one accord, they're desperately trying to shut down these players. MP and Tetsu both going down. So is Tanichi and one accord. My goodness, all this aggression has worked out so far. A4 Tech has gone around the corner, and well, we all know A4 Tech in this position, it can work out in the best of hands, but it is going to be ultimately another player with better peripherals that we taken down A4 Tech.
Maybe A4 Tech is using ROG. No, right? So
that would be good.
He was still able to get at least 3k for that round, punishing the push there by one accord. But that aggression should be punished every single time, because if they don't really control this, they could always be caught off guard with a flash or a sky flash here. So instead, they want to go back to C. Instead, this time, I'm not so sure if it's gonna work out well for them, because Anita is hiding here behind his smoke, and Ray is actually able to get two with this flank. They're not afraid to push out against a team of below zero, and now the flash comes. Ray is able to take down Tetsu in the process. Now that push, they should be able to control this, Jaeger. I'm not so sure if below zero can manage to survive all of these rounds if they don't really control the flanks.
The biggest problem is they're playing super passively, and so they are going to allow for those flanks to come in. And even if they try and hold for those flanks, because of the sheer number of initiators they have to worry about, there's way more flashes available on that side. They don't even have the Sova information. What's the point of having a Sova recon bolt if you can't see anything?
That's true. I mean, with all of the blinds one accord has, it's quite impossible for the attacking team, right, to go forth wherever site that they would want. But right now, Aphrodite is actually going through garage, sees that there is that alarm bot by that Killjoy, so they have to find the timing. Once that goes off, then they should be ready to go towards the C site. But you know, at least Aphrodite is able to take down Ray, so even though there are traps, they can still move forward. And they do. There's a gravity well that's in their way, and Onita is hiding inside the yet again. If Onita is able to take down one, then this is a good shutdown for this defense. But now that the push has come in, Zomia, he is just waiting patiently. But MD2, although you crouch through, that trap is actually well placed, and now he's able to get one with this flank. Zomia is going to be ready for the flash, but the anti-flash does come into play. Tetsu is able to take them down, but 4 actually still standing for below zero means it's going to be happy for them going into the next round. They're able to buy up the rifles and the phantoms that they need. And 1A, not so sure if they can complete that buy. Maybe some half armor for MD2, as they didn't really get enough of the kills for them to have that complete one.
I'm rarely a fan of the double duelist anymore. I feel like double duelist it creates too much selfish play, and it means that you have to. It requires your teammates to sort of secure a lot of kills as individuals. That's going to work out. A4 Tech finding MD2. Now they get the information. They can decide which site to hit. They can see where they are on the map as well as visually. And A4 Tech, so it goes up. We're giving too many shouts to A4 Tech. I'm just going to call them A4 from now on because they're not paying me for this. As it should
Just
be.
A4. Just A4. Yeah, none of the whole of the brand. This is sponsored by ROG at the moment, so not unless these are ROG brands, then it's gonna be wow, a perfectly timed line. But Tetsu's always playing that anti-flash for the team, so they know how to counter all of these. And Zomya uses all of the utility to try and slow them down. But Ray, even with a flank, MP is so ready for that push. Anita is able to take down one, and the paranoia comes in, but it slows down the push, given all of the flashpoints that Zomya has already invested. Anita is able to draw in one and get the kill. But MP, he's just waiting it
You
out.
could have waited. You could have played with your teammate. He must be so annoyed right now. Like, dude, I'm low. Why have you done this? Oh! And he whiffs.
Oh!
Wait, what? MP, why'd you turn back, bro? Did you think there were still 2 players? What was that? He turned back. He looked back at Sewer like, oh wait, he's attacking me from Sewer. Oh no! He actually looks up at him in heaven and then looks back at Sewer. That was so strange.
Yeah, well, maybe he did not really know where bullets came from, because that's actually the advantage of a Phantom, right? Even though you get shot through heaven, you don't really know they currently are. Not unless you do a full turn, possibly. But yeah, MP, maybe he was in a pressure situation, didn't really consider that one was there in heaven. So they go back towards C. Not so sure if they're able to really counter Onita's anchor ship here in the C side. I mean, Onita has been a quick shot with a Phantom, so that's going to be quite scary for the team of below 0 to push through. But this push, he sees out one. But Tetsu yet again with those perfectly timed trades. Tetsu is going to be really the team player for the... But Bliss has already pushed up. And Tetsu is going to be ready for another kill. Given all of the flash points, they just push through. This is not a defense. This is really offense. Creating so much space for them and creating all of the opportunities on the map. Just really shut down there. Below 0 couldn't really do anything, even with A4 Tech really watching all of the flanks. But if there are 3 coming at you, what do you do? Where do you really crosshair?
You know, I have to say, I feel like there's a bit of an aim difference between these 2 teams. You can see that, like, they can sort of take their time with, like, lining up headshots and stuff. It's, especially in that long position when they were holding from inside the site. He puts his crosshair exactly where he's supposed to, and then even when they sort of move left and right, it's just like, let me just take my time to find this shot. They're not even moving in some of these situations.
Yeah, and that's what happened early on towards this round. It was actually MD2 securing the 2K with just that mid push. And maybe the reason why they're taking advantage of this is because maybe they know there's a little bit of a difference between the 2 teams. That's why they're so confident in terms of the push, aided by the flashpoint, either of the breach or the guiding light from the sky. Then that's so much of an advantage. But at least Onichi is able to take down Ray.
That was awkward. He's sort of stuck there like, oh well, I get peeked from the left and the right. This is just a GG. I feel like there was a choice there.
As well. Yes?
I feel like Ray could have just jumped to the left side towards the drone instead of waiting for the peek to come from the other side, but, well, he'll probably think back to it afterwards. And Zomya, in the back of the site now, trying to avoid some shock darts, not going to go his way. And that owl drone's already been used. They won't get the information, but they can hear that plant happening. And so that is going to be the indicator. But Tanichi's going to catch Onita. So Zomya now in the 2v2. Thanks to Zomya. Well played. Finding Moshi. Great timing on that peak. And oh! Way too many missed shots on that recon. Bliss is going to find Tetsu, and now 1 versus 1. They just take their time. See? They can just take their time every time. So many flashes available for them.
Yeah, and I really liked what Zomya did. Just waiting at the back of the site where waiting for the perfect moment to actually get those skills. One was taken down, but at least the position was not compromised. Because if Zomia moved forward and he gets taken down by Tetsu, it could have been a winnable situation for below zero. Because out of all of those alive, it was Zomia who had the most utilities available for the retake, and that's important. And that knowledge of really knowing when to actually push up, when to take advantage of the situation. Because we know 1A is very aggressive, right? Given all of these pushes. But they were smart about the use of the utilities. And right now, that's what we're seeing now. But Bliss, even though some were stunned, one always plays the anti-utility or anti-flash or anti-stun for the team of below zero. And that's what's smart about them, though. But they're just really out-dueled. And Zomia has the Rolling Thunder, so they're well equipped for this retake.
Spike planted.
Ooh. And it's gonna be a combination of that lockdown and as well as that that Rolling Thunder. And even with this fact, MD2 is able to take down Tetsu from behind. And A4Tech, he's just waiting. He actually is spotted out, but they line up for MD2 with that flag. He gets a 3A. Perfectly done by the team of One Accord. They exhausted all of take the Cosmic Divide, the Lockdown, and as well as the Rolling Thunder, but that was good in exchange for the Blade Storm of MD2.
And normally people only reserve the Blade Storm for those the rounds where they've lost enough money that they have to go for an eco. But I don't even see a viable situation where he's going to use the Blade Storm unless he picks up an operator and thinks to himself, I don't have a pistol, might as well use my Blade Storm as my secondary here. So I feel like he could have given that to someone that might use the utility more for the retakes. Meanwhile, below zero, they've not been having the best time. It's been a lot of aim duels not going their way, and just like that, they've started off the round with Tanisha going down to MD2, just pushed down C, casually finds that kill, and backs away with no repercussions.
Yeah, but
That's a
keeps that
repercussion.
too. It's really good for him. It's been Tetsu really getting all of the frags for the team of below zero. And A4Tech as well getting MD2 out of the way. It opens up a lot of opportunities within the map. But they have to be careful about this because Anita is waiting there by garage. And he also hears all of the footsteps. So they either know there's a rotation, but they don't know if it's going to be A or C that they're going. But Ray here hears that drone, signals that to the rest of the team members. But he's gonna get spotted out by this drone. Oh! Timing. He needs to get a kill at least. He manages to dodge a lot of the utility, but his teammates actually come here in time. He's kill and Zomia finishes it up. A 3K for him in this retake. They didn't even let them plant the spike.
Brazil. You know that scoreline? Brazil. That's BRA71L, as you all now know. And it is getting more and more difficult. This is your attacker side where you should have the advantage, where you have 3 avenues of entry to all of these sites, where you should be able to pull players away from certain sites with just a little bit of utility, and where you should be securing rounds. Instead, they're the ones getting pushed time and time again. MD2, he's so fearless, and just kill after kill, he is securing more. MP is going to win that one. But Bliss has come. Kind of ironic, MP versus Bliss. As Zomi are going to have to bounce away. Tanichi going to get taken down in the process. And there's Bliss from behind. Takes down Moshi and MP. And that is 8-1. And these rounds are just flying by now. And I did say we are going to have a lot more one-sided games from now on. Because we probably had the closest contested game at the very start.
Yeah, that's true. And I loved how MD2 was able to take that space. Because there were a lot of utilities placed there outside of mid. There was that gravity well from that Astra, and as well as that that sun from the breach. It allowed MD2 to take that space with a cloud burst as well, and now he's holding the operator, and this is gonna be scary. Okay, one walks past, but he's gonna be ready. He gets a tag, but not the frag. But they are ready for this. Blizz is waiting it out. And the defense here is quite heavy in the C site. They're just waiting, but Tanichi might be able to get the timing if as he walks through the smoke, but it's gonna be Umita to greet him dry. Now they walk back. They don't want anything to do with Garage because there's a lot of people here, but they just walk forward. They have the Seekers online, but yet without all of this. Now they take the frags and just one down. MP is down by Zombia. Such quick rounds here by One Accord. And there's one thing that I would just want to say. One Accord are bullying below zero at this point.
Well, on this round number 11, should expect another fast. Look at them. Look how close they are to like all of the boundaries. They're so ready to push already. They're so bloodthirsty. It's like, okay, I just want to get into the next round now. No more faffing about. We just want to finish our first 4 rounds. Bliss peeks in just straight up into that into garden, just no fear. Doesn't even touch it, and already shots one down. He's gonna get around the corner, will he? And actually, he stays alive, and because he prioritized using the camera. Oh dear. Below zero. They're Oh dear! He's just crouch walking on his little crab walk to try and evade damage, and a runaway.
Still
How many
managed
does
to
this line
get
there?
one at least. But one's blind. Tetsu is out for the trade, but Zamia through the door gets the kill. But still, they haven't managed to take anything just yet. I mean, they were able to take down 2, but in terms of the objective, they haven't gone close because Ray is walking towards MP right now. At least the spike hasn't been compromised. But at this point, all of the sites are covered. Now the From the Shadows is invested towards A. Gets cancelled there. Because all of the utilities of the Killjoy are there. But MP has to be careful about this because the Killjoy has already pushed up. Takes the operator. Ray hears this. I'm not so sure if this is the smart way to go. He's waiting. MP gets a kill. But at least there is a save. But there's still 8 seconds for him to survive this round. For the save to be very, very successful. I think the timing for that From the Shadows was not as good. If he could have used that now, at least MP gets a 3rd. But operator taken away might mean a lot of things.
I love that the only consolation they're really getting here is successful saves on rounds. It's not even wins anymore. This has been 8 rounds in a row coming in from One Accord. And below zero, I mean, at least the name doesn't stand for like getting negative kills or anything, but Moshi's currently on 1 kill. That's really not good for a duelist. And MP doing a really good job, up to 7 kills right now, but their top frag is below the bottom frag of One Accord. It's not close enough. They need a little bit more. Bliss and Ray have already found 2 kills. MP's found 1 in response, but it's always a refrag. MD2 has already pushed all the way into spawn. Out comes a paranoia, and up close, MD2, no problem shutting that down. 11-1, very dominant half here from One Accord. Good half, smiley face. He said a smiley face. Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, it was a half that One Accord really did take away from below zero. I mean, maybe 1 outweighs 0, and if you're below 0, then maybe you're correct. The negative outweighs the positive at this point. And right now, One Accord, given that they have all of the utilities for the push, the guiding light from the sky, and as well as the flashpoint, they have to be ready for this. And I'm not sure if A for Tech and all of his utilities are enough to defend this site. They're all coming in. They're rushing in. The dash is there. But at least he gets a lot of damage. But the stun is there. At least there's a kill as well. A trade comes in. Now kills here and there, but Unita as well. Here's MP. But Tetsu is going to be behind. At least information is dealt with. MP takes down Bliss, trades here and there. But at least it's now down to Ray. Somebody's behind him. He secures the kill. There's just one more left. It's gonna be a kill for Ray, a 4K and a clutch. Now they secure the match point. It was such a good half with a smiley face, but this pistol brings them further smiles because
Jeez, I thought you were gonna say something else. There was so much emphasis on the start of pistol. Pistol. I was like, whoa. Oh, okay, never mind. It's all good. But yeah, I mean, you have to look at the bright side, right? Like, what's the bright side? Moshi, doubled his kills in that one particular round. So there's always a silver lining. MP's up to 9 kills now. Onita's on 9. So also their top frag is now at equal with One Accord's bottom frag. This is potentially the last round, unfortunately, and we don't really get to see much of a defender side half coming from below zero. MD2 lit down very, very low, so that's a good job at least from the likes of Tanichi. But A4Tech, Moshi, Ray doing such a good job yet again to salvage this round. And in the 1 versus 3, Onita going to peek out to long. Spots the Cypher, will be Zomiya to shut him down, and 13-1. A brilliant game there from One Accord, and a clear difference between these two teams.
yeah, I definitely agree. It was a big difference. I mean, starting off, I think the first 4 rounds there was a little bit of an equal distribution of kills in terms of the strats, but once the 5th round was there, you could clearly see the difference in terms of the aggression that One Accord has shown. And looking at all of the recaps, you could really see that the defense actually pushes out of the site just to catch them off guard. And if you are the attacking team and you have no control of the map, this is going to be scary for quite a lot of the rounds. And I think most of the wins of One Accord has been taken just because of that sheer push. Because they can afford to do so. They have the flashpoint, they have the guiding light, and all of the gravity wells secured by all of the support agents just for MD2 to push out. And then let the rest of the members really stay and anchor on the site. And that's what usually happens for Ray for One Accord. He is the anchor. He has a lot of the utilities there in B and A or B and C, and then just waits out the rotations. But at the point, I think in terms of the decision making for below zero, they were not so quick on their feet. They knew that there was a push, but they decide to fight it. So sometimes the decision of really fight or flight really comes in smart during these times. And just basically, below zero was out-dueled by One Accord I for most of the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in general that's what it came down to. All those pushes, if the aim duels were equal, they would have been punished. A lot of those situations, where they should have had double peaks and crossfires, those weren't happening. So yeah, it was not the best response for below zero, but hopefully we see them come back. We do have 1 more week, obviously, and so perhaps we get to see that coming up. But we do have a giveaway for you guys at home as well. And so for all of you that have been putting in the hashtags Trains Win Games, PCWORX, Join the Republic, and hashtag ROG, here are the giveaways that are available to you. And well, we just flashed them on the screen, but I think we have our first winner for the giveaways. And so, will we flash them on the screen?
Drum roll, please.
Ba-dum-dum. Edwin Bonpob, great name, is the winner of the first giveaway. And so you'll be getting some goodies from ROG. Do we have another, or is it just the one? I'm guessing it's just the one.
I guess it's just the one. You get to win an Aces gift pack. It's the drawstring bag, passport holder, the polo shirt, the keychain, and as well as the Slash sling bag. Congratulations to you for winning this one. So thank you for staying tuned, and I hope you stay throughout the whole of the series, because that's just match number 2. Match number 3 and 4, round number 3 and 4 is coming right at you when we go back from this break. So don't go away, don't go anywhere, we will be right back. I guess it is.
Welcome back to the GeForce Harbinger tournament. As the timer has finally hit 0, we are back for our next game, and it is going to be between the likes of Conquerors versus the ones we just saw, One Accord. We have had a request for a wink, so Donut, I'm going to wink and then you wink, okay? Here's a wink first, and then you can wink. There you go. You just winked, it's fine. It's just pretend it's in your mind. So there you go. Okay, you're welcome. But yeah, basically, we just saw One Accord have the most dominant game we've seen so far. But now going up against the likes of Conquerors, I don't think it's going to be as straightforward. So Jakochi, AWLA, Sora, Sinister Strike, and JV Sinister Strike. Interesting name.
And especially that Conquerors were able to really win against Team Nova Somatic, then I guess it's not going to be as one-sided as we saw in the second round. I think One Accord has a little bit of a competition up their sleeve in this specific round. So round number 3 might be a better showing for both of the teams. And given the aggression of One Accord, I'm not so sure if they're able to do so in the map of Icebox. I think Haven had so much opportunity for them to do so because of all of the closed corners and all of the opportunities that they had, especially with their agent selection. But right now, in terms of Icebox, they're going to rely on their aim duels, which I think the team has. But Conquerors, I think they know, if they did their research and if they did review how One Accord would play, then definitely they would have the answer or the response to all of these pushes that One Accord has to do. And in the map of Icebox, I feel like there's so much more opportunity to really hold certain angles instead of pushing out, because all of these risks can be punished because of how open the map is. And given that One Accords will be defending first in Icebox, I feel like the first few rounds they have to have that read of their opponents. How will Conquerors really push out and execute their attacks? Will it be a 5-man push towards A, or will there be defaults as well?
Well, time will tell. As soon as we jump into the server, their playstyle, we got a good sense of how aggressive they were, but I feel like that was simply because of the team they were playing against. They probably felt confident after the first round. So maybe we'll see a more conservative One Accord here, where they'll sort of sit back and wait for the fights to come their way. Conquerors, I have no idea how they're going to play. I think it's going to be up in the cards, and just dependent on what we see from them. Like, I think the pistol round might give us an idea, but it will come down to that first gun round to give a sort of picture or a sort of prediction of how the rest of the rounds are going to go. But as well as the fact that Icebox, it can be unpredictable. You can see some huge leads disappear just like that. So when it comes to the picks on Icebox, of course, you have your quintessential Viper picks, because it's the only duelist that can really, the only controller that can really control large maps like this. Having the Sage for the Icefall when it comes to post plants or getting the spike down, Jet for the long range, and having the Sova for the information. Then you have an optional pick. Sometimes you can have a Killjoy to use. You can have it be the Reyna instead. So yeah, it's you have some basic ideas on how to hit these sites. Double Initiator for the side of Conquerors. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Swapping the Reyna instead of the Reyna and choosing Sky will give them a lot of the information, at least. But I guess they're just going back to what's cookie cutter and what's effective for them, because Aula has switched up to the Sova, so it's going to be a mirror match for both of the teams. Because I mean, for these picks, the 5 are the most effective in the map of Icebox, right? So why would you veer away from what's effective and what has worked for you before for you to get this win? Because this is round 3. You can't afford to make any mistakes at the moment. Choosing the Sky could have been a little bit of an advantage, because you seem to be unpredictable within the map, and it allows you that extra information, right? And maybe pairing it with a Sova, you have it can make all of the difference. But right now, seeming that both of the teams just really picked out what's normal and what's traditional, I feel like it would just really be different in terms of the strategies and how well they execute either the retakes and the push.
Well, look, they've gone to opposite sides here. You got all 5 players in the A side, with all the attackers going towards the B side, and now they've actually sort of switched things up. Like, oh wait a minute, let's send someone over to B because maybe this is not a good idea. And that's right, One Accord, that wasn't a good idea. This is a much better idea indeed. So here we shall have
Scanning ahead.
the start of this round. As what? Did you not get scanned?
Yeah, and they did not. I think the just
It's
really,
too high.
Yeah, it was too high. That's why they're able to push through this B site, and even MD2 is able to take down the Viper, so no more walls, no more toxin screens for them to use. And even with this wall, they're just really carving it out, making sure that they have an edgy way for this, because there are no smokes, but Sar is able to take down Ray. And even with Anita just waiting it out, Aula takes the 2k. That means there is a safe plant for them. But Bliss still here is ready for the Recon Bolt. And Zomia has an orb to work with as well. They just really have to have the patience for this, but Conquerors are not moving a muscle. And timing is everything. There's gonna be JV for that refrag, but Zomia is able to take down one. There's one up the side as well. It's gonna swing together with a Sage, and now they secure the pistol round. The pistol for round number 3.
Well, it started off a little bit shaky. They did lose a couple of players in the process, but they do manage to find the B side in the end, and that is what matters, despite not having the controller in their roster on live. And JV and Sora both doing a good job of assisting their teammates and getting those kills as well. So, building off of that, they'll have Ghosts and Spectres and a Guardian. It's a very mismatched buy.
Maybe that Guardian will prove to be very effective.
Oh!
Look at that! A headshot through that wall, through that gate. Zomia is able to take down one. Please, Sora is down. Chokochi is going to be there for the trade. Bliss is just waiting here, however. Might be a perfect timing for him to peek, but Aula is able to get 3 with this push, but Ray is just waiting here with the Sheriff. Finds the timing. He doesn't, because Aula is going to be there ready for the Guardian. You mentioned something about the buy being so risky, but the risk was all better. It went in the way of Aula getting the 4k.
Yeah, Aula with the Guardian just guarding his teammate. That's, I suppose, that's his purpose in life, supposedly. So yeah, that's fair enough. But you'll be seeing the full buy coming in from One Accord in response, try and bounce back immediately, and well, so they will be going towards the A side. MD2 who's pushed forward yet again. This is how we saw them play before. I don't think they can rely so much on their aim this time, and so this kind of play can be very, very risky. You can get peeked from main and up in from heaven as well. So many positions to watch, but JV, well, he took a bit of time on that fight yet again, and this seems to be like a signature play for them. They sort of just move left and right just a little bit, and they just shut down the players while taking their time.
The drone is gonna spot out one. At least gives them that information. One is there, but now, as careful as Zomia can be, he just gets a dink, but repositions himself because he knows that the Sova is so sly there in belt. He wants to secure this. Okay, he gets spotted out by that, but MD2 just dances around outside of A and gets the flawless round for the team. Now it's good that they were able to take the rifles that they bought from round number 3 into round number 4 because they need all of the economy that they can get to go against the after bonus buy of Conqueror. So I think this round is going to be interesting because both of them have rifles. They have all of the utilities that they need. Even Aula has his Hunter's Fury this early because of the 4k that he was able to get during round number 2. So this might be a good round for CQR. So as long as they play it so smart, because there's a push here towards mid, and if they get Aula, there's no more hunt for them to use. You hear all of the footsteps. And they're not expecting this at all. Imagine a 3-man push here towards mid. Might make all of the difference. Aura is not gonna get the second. Just gets 1. Makes it a 2v3.
Last player standing.
Sora did, however, manage to get 1. But now that they know that the Viper is here, they want to go back. They want to secure this win, and the B site is where they will go. And right now, Onita is just waiting it out. Knows that there was a wall, but there's nobody behind it because they're all rotating towards B.
This is, oh my goodness, sort of just overkill. They're just like, you know what? Let's just secure this round. Let's just have all 4 players alive in this 1 versus 4. And he's not being quiet about it. Sora is going to shut him down from behind. And Onita is going to find the first. I wonder if he's going to turn around and catch this flank, because Sora, actually, he predicts it. Great job by Onita. Turns around. He gets a game. What a clutch from Onita. He just won a 1 versus 4. Gets every 180. And oh my god, he has saved it for one accord.
Oh, I mean, Onita, I thought that was already a round 1 by CQR. Even with the rest, they took their time, right? If they had rotated so quick, maybe used that spike plant to get that orb instead, it would have been a better situation, because Onita wouldn't have had so much space there around orange to get the kills that they need to get the clutch. So I guess timing is everything, and CQR, they were a little bit complacent during the rotations, that they underestimated the ability of Onita to get the clutch. And now, even as the sole defender of this B site, I feel like he can hold his ground on his own. And it's just gonna be Aula to maybe check a little bit where Onita is, but the recon bolt is shut down.
No information for you, that's what they say. As soon as that recon ball comes out, Aula, he's waiting for the wall to go down, and Pete comes in. Missed shot. Onita, though, the hero of the last round, will start things off with another kill in this round. That's it's like an ace almost. 5 kills in a row. It's fair enough.
Well, an opportunity for the ace wasn't given, but now it may be possible, as he sees another head as he jumps, peeks. Here's the updraft, but uses that poison orb to take cover. Good positioning and a good read for Onita here as he waits it out. 1 has already rotated, and he's out for another kill. He uses this like death match, gets the 3rd headshot, but Sora is able to get away. If he gets another 4K, then this might be it, but he doesn't. Sora does the shutdown.
30 seconds
Ray is
left.
out for another kill here, and they secure the 3rd on the board for one accord. Beautiful hold there by Onita.
Well, they are building on that, and I mean, that has to be so demoralizing as well. Just based off the back of that round from Onita, who is currently doing a great job, 9 kills to his name. That can have a big effect on your preceding rounds. So, yeah, Conquerors, they're looking into these next rounds very wary of that Viper player. They'll be going towards the A side this time instead. Just completely avoid him. But that does mean you're going to be left in the clutch situation against him, because he'll be the last to rotate over. And Onita's actually pushed all the way forward. Absolutely no fear. They've got no way of knowing that this flank is coming except for the Sova and the Viper watching those positions. But Jakochi will be finding the first kill. Great kill from MD2, and he dashes away as well. As Onita does find Sinister Strike, knows there's 1 more on the flank. That is going to split the attention of these players as well, which means there's only 2 players to worry about inside of the side. Bliss is going to find the first. He can tap the spike if he wants to, but playing up close, Bliss doing a great job with that position. They know where the last player is, and a couple of shock darts, perhaps, yeah, can deny the defuse. Bliss is going to finish off Aula, though, and that's going to be a 4th round on the board. As what's going on here? Okay, they're salvaging a weapon. I thought this was a bit of BM, but no, it's not going to be the case.
Yeah, because the Jet had the operator earlier in that round. He was able to secure just 1 kill, but the trades came in for Conquerors. And I love that Dracochi was able to outduel Zomia there, who also had the Empress online. It's all about the peaks and the timing, and Zomia had it. But unfortunately, during the post-plan positions, it was Conquerors dying one by one, and it was all down to Aula, who had the Hunters for down the defuse. But you can't do it all on your own, right? Because there are 3 peeking at you
Get out of my
if
way.
that happens. But at least the Hunter's Fury is available for them to be used right now. They also have a buy, but MD2 has an operator. He was peeking out from up top, and there was a Blade Storm down below. Now Blades have been exhausted, but not so
Ooh.
sure if they can control. They were able to get away from the Hunter's Fury. No kills just yet. Oh! That was a crispy shot there by Zomia. And Bliss gets another one. Down to 3 for CQR. He's just waiting for one more. All of the headshots for any of the...
One enemy remaining.
All of the kills there by 1A. Looking at it, were headshots. And the precision, if they continue on with this, and if the team of Conquerors, they go towards A all of the time, and everybody else is heated up, then it's going to be quite impossible, not unless you use all of the utility to try and enter the site. But at this point, 1A, they don't really budge. Even though there's a recon bolt, they just manage to just get it out of the way for them to hold the A site better. And if they go towards B, it's going to be Onita waiting for them. So I'm not so sure what's going to happen for this round.
Toxins going up. Watch this. Toxin screen down.
Kochi. You're playing MD2 at the very start there. Oh! That's all he finds as Zomia shuts him down. There is a res available, but I don't think Sage can be wasting on this particular round. And I mean, the shock dart, close range, Casey's playing right behind that. Oh, spots an elbow there, and I wouldn't stick around for this fight, but he's gonna stay anyway. Okay, yeah, there you go. Make some space for yourself because yeah, you got peeked by 3 players. They all peek individually, weirdly enough, but there you go. Sora finally shuts him down, and once again, Onita, the huge flanks to take him down, and gonna get pincered from 2 different positions. The snake bite doesn't allow him to escape, and that is gonna be another round for One Accord.
Such a great round as well. I mean, that was an anti, at least for some of the members. There was an operator into play there by Zora. He was able just to get 1. So in terms of the conversion of that investment, or was that really picked up there from MD2? I'm not so sure because Jakochi was able to get 1 as early as at least 10 seconds into the round. They thought that was an opportunity for them to get into the A site, but 1A, they don't let anybody in any of the sites. And even now, the operator is here in B. First shot actually misses, but at least there's Onita to really save face.
Toxin screen down.
It's gonna be a kill there by Jokochi, but the Phantom does all of the work here.
You will not kill my ally.
A heal comes in, dash in, but CQR, they managed to take away the members who are defending this A site. Now this wall is gonna allow them to plant, but not so sure the duels will go the way of One Accord this time. There's a rest available as well, but not so sure if they're able to do so. But Ray gets a headshot. He needs to get another one to maybe allow a res to come in, but he is out for the hunt, and Sinister Strike is able to shut him down. Now Zomia makes it a 1v1. He's Aula, and there's a... has to bait this out. So, he does maybe half of a diffuse, but he's not budging! Oh no! The clutch is online for Zomia! Outplayed by One Accord! Aula! You were outsmarted by Zomia in that round.
It's like, no matter what happens to that situation, right, he prioritized a recon bolt. And so... either he uses the ult and it doesn't do enough damage in time, he swings that with the gun out, that would have been the best choice, but instead he peeks out, shoulder peeks that, and he didn't have his weapon out, pulls it out, and then dies anyway after the defuse happens. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, that was really unfortunate. It was a 1v3 there. It was just Zomia all alone. Although, of course, there was a push out there together with another player. I think that was Ray, but in these clutch situations, as a Reina, you can do so much with all of the orbs, the soul orbs. You can dismiss, you can overheal. And at that point, as a Reina, you use all of to your advantage, and that's what he did against the Sova. And now Nokochi able to get the opener. No more Anita to really guard this B site, but the rest of the members of One Accord are around it.
Come to my world.
Spike planted.
Kills come in. Sinister Strike takes down Bliss. But this is a huge smoke. Once it's pushed out, Ray takes down Sinister Strike. But Decade is going to be Jakochi taking down Ray. 2v2 yet again. Zombia gets a one headshot. And then yet another Empress versus Empress. It's going to be Jakochi. Win out that round. Get the 4K and the clutch. Good round for Conquerors to show that they can also be dominating.
Well, I mean, it's been a couple of it's been a couple of rounds since they managed to secure a proper win against One Accord, but there you go. After getting outsmarted, getting clutched 1v4, just a lot of situations that should have gone their way that didn't go their way. Now, finally, they're back on it, but can they turn that into another win?
That is true. Sora has the operator. A lot of opening potential, but also the opponent Jet has one for herself, so this is going to be quite scary. And Zomia here, we've seen a lot of the potential. Dismisses away, and MD2 is going to be there for frag at 3v5 right now. Duels won by One Accord, but still can be outsmarted though. But MD2 doesn't make it happen. Uses the operator as a one-shot potential. Now Sora is running for his life. Updrafts away. MD2 misses. There's a tag. Aula secures a kill, at least with the Hunter's Fury, but he's getting hunted down. MD2 from behind to get the 3. And now, after that clutch by Jakochi, they just really say, nope, we can be as good as you guys. We won't let you in the A side. They've had more success in B, I guess I would really say, but in A, everything is really just the duels at this point. And One Accord, they're winning them.
That is true, and they have been since the last game. And these guys, they are showing superior aim can push you forward in a tournament of this level. The thing is, once you get to the big leagues, once you get to the very end there, you expect everyone to have the same aim as you, and that's when it comes down to strats. And so far, we haven't seen so many strats as much as keep pushing, guys. Just keep pushing. Let's push. Let's push. Keep pushing. Those have been the strats so far. Oh, MD2, he's so quick, isn't he? Just keeps going. There's the third. And he's not looking to stop. Up he goes, but finally gets shut down. JV there got a little bit too confident. Ray spots him on the flank. Great shot from Sinister Strike, but Bliss will shut him down. 9-3. Great half once again from One Accord.
Yeah, such a great round for them as well. I mean, what we saw there was MD2 being a beast as that Jet, using 3 different weapons to get 3 different kills. The first one was the Sheriff. The second one was switching to the Operator. And the third was the Blade Storm. At that point, it was so low, but he didn't really mind at all to really go for the fourth. But eventually, after the third, of course, maybe the third is just your charm. The fourth was shut down there by JV. But right now, in terms of the defensive CQR, they can do more, at least, given all of the rounds that they played together. I think there's a lot of combo potential, at least. But right now, it's just the Jet here defending the B side. And he gets tagged by the drone as well.
Poison's off.
Oh, spots Jakochi, but they do exchange fire, and Onita coming off looking a little bit worse for wear, but Zomia will find Sorta, and now they make their way into the A site where Zomia is all alone here, but he's single-handedly taken this B site. The spike is going down. The one defender that was in the A site has just been taken down, And now it's a 3-man defense, although don't get too overconfident. Onita pushing way too far forward. There's Ray, great trade, and now the 1 versus 2. They should be playing this as a duo.
That's true. Because we all know that a Reyna can be so clutch in these situations, and especially with Chokochi getting the 4K earlier, he can do that, but still gets tagged. But if they do play this together, then there's an opportunity for the trade, and that does come in. A team ace for 1 accord, and they get the double-digit score line. Right now, they prove to be so dominating, and when they won the pistol, now look at the buy. They have 2 Phantoms online at the 2nd round.
And I mean, that's a confidence play as well, knowing that they could just pick those up and be like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, we got our rifles out. Are you scared? Well, you should be, because you're going up against 1 accord. The only accord here seems to be, don't aim duel us, we will win.
And maybe that's the agreement, because the team did not really force any buys for this round. They just really breeze through towards mid, but at least Jokochi catches 1. That's Onita. And Jokochi catches a 2nd. That's Bliss. And another kill there, at least now. Shut down by Zomia. Kills do come in. Sinister Strike shuts down with the Sheriff instead. It's a 2v2. 1 is very, very low, but a Sage can really heal, at least if time is in their favor. But Ray is just waiting it out. There's a wall that comes in to maybe deny them that stopping from the defuse. But from the other side, I think the defuse is gonna grip in. That's a thrifty round for CQR. We might be outdueled, but we've outplayed you for this one.
Well, I mean, we've seen the defense of 1 accord seem to go their way. Perhaps we'll see a reverse of that coming in from Conquerors. And I mean, there was quite an investment there that they've lost, and it's suddenly like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have flexed so hard. Maybe we should have played it safe like we normally do and just buy up on the next round. But you know, it is what it is, I suppose.
And CQR, in terms of the defense, heavy rotations coming in. Sora, 1 shot. Now, shut down there by Ray. So, it's gonna be the B side for their taking, but they're not safe for much longer because rotations are here. The cavalry is here. Oh, doesn't really connect. Good way to dodge a recon bolt, but Sinister Strike from above does get the headshot. There's more that they can do right now with a Leer and with a Vandal in hand, but Bliss shuts them down at 2v2. Bliss gets a 2nd, but another wall play here. Are they gonna let them defuse yet again? Sinister Strike shuts down 1, but there's only amount of time that they can do another ninja defuse against a team of 1 accord, and they secure the kill against Anita as well.
Yeah, this you're starting to see the the benefit or the great appeal of having an ice wall available to you. That 1 ice wall has provided 2 diffusers now, and well, I don't know how many more they have in them, but they are now 5 rounds behind. It's not a gigantic lead. It's definitely one they can come back from, but we need to see 1 accord take a little bit more map control before that spike goes down, because they seem to be going to rush to get that spike down.
Take flight.
Yeah, that's true. And they think they're secure, but TQR actually closes in on them. And there's gonna be a tag at least, figuring out where they are. Zomia spots out Jokochi, and another B. Yet again, or this is all a ruse, because the spike is here towards the A site, and with the toxin screen, it allows them so much cover for them to just really walk in without any casualties. And Zomia, he's just waiting it out. JB gets the timing. But it's gonna be Bliss yet again. Another timing peak maybe for JB, but no. It prioritizes the heal. But Bliss is there to trade at least. That was quite late, but it's okay. At least to get the numbers that they need. Right now, MD2 with this live position hears all of the footsteps there by Rafters. Anita shuts down the operator, and it's just now down to the Sova. What can he do? We've seen Aula get the 4K with a Guardian, but 1v4 clutch with time ticking is not really available for him to get because Anita shuts him down. Now an 11-5 after 2 rounds of having a wall defuse. It's shut down. I think the strat there for One Accord was really okay. You rotate so fast, then we'll use that against you with just a toxin screen, a wall to divide the site, and they just come in with open doors. And this is what they have to be really optimizing in terms of the defense to use it against 1A as well.
Spike dropped.
Again, heavy presence over towards the A site. Sora missing that first shot, taking a little bit of damage as well. Tries to re-peek and do some damage on the other side of the wall. But, oh, making a bit of noise. Sinister Strike had a perfect opportunity. And again, that rush to get the spike down. Watch the stage jump in, ice wall the back of it, and try and get a defuse going. MV2, nice shot there onto Sora. And actually, I like this. You can see how far they're pushing them away, and Jakochi will find one, but Zomiya a triple kill to secure match point.
Yep, and here we go again. Match point for One Accord. And I really, looking at the scoreboard though, all of the frags seem to be equally distributed for One Accord. But for CQR, it's Sokochi and Aula really hitting it off in terms of the duels, winning them against One Accord. And I feel like the rest of the members of CQR, they have to find their advantage yet again, because it's not just about the utilities, the plays, using the walls against One Accord. It's also the duels being won, and Sora is out for the hunt. The opening is there, but Zomia makes sure that there's a trade. No rest available now for Ray because of Aula's fury, but Bliss actually walks up yet again, and Zomia takes down Sinister Strike. Oh, and the balls there by Bliss. Push out towards screens, gets them the win, and 13 points on the board means that you are moving forward to round number 4. Congratulations, One Accord.
I can't believe One Accord really have just aim battle. They just aim dueled their way all the way to the end here. So I'm excited to see who they go up against on this next round, because this is going to be, you're getting closer to the players that everybody should have aim at this coming point. So I want to see what One Accord strats look like, because I haven't seen too many. It has been straight up just aggression, right? It's been the name of the game for them for this entire time. And so I think that they're going to have to slow down just a little bit. But if they slow down, does that change their playstyle? That's what I want to see going forward. Conquerors, we saw some rounds there with potential. Most of them were actually just stolen away. But One Accord, they do have some flash power. They've got some X factors going on. Anita, definitely one of them. A 1v4 clutch where he gets like 3 180s in a span of 5 seconds or something. Amazing performance there. And I can't wait to see that go up against the likes of, say, SN Nakagwe. I think SN Nakagwe, they're a team that can definitely can compare in the aim sector. It's the strat sector where we really have to look.
Yeah, and in terms of really the strats, probably Nakagwe can be able to take them down. There were a little bit of showing of strats for One Accord, like doing all of the fakes. Investing 2 people in the push towards B, and then the rest of the members really just using that toxin screen to take A control. That's stellar, but I feel like they need to be able to really level up their strats moving forward, because I think for them to secure that spot in the semis, it takes more than just the duels. It takes more than just really overpowering through the utilities. It also takes the smarts to do so. So I'm guessing round number 4 is all about that story.
We love big brains. And don't forget, guys, there are still giveaways happening. Frames win games, hashtag PCWORX, hashtag Join Our Republic, and hashtag ROG. We'll be having another winner, I think, after the break. I think tomorrow we'll have 3 giveaways. So just 2 for today. I think that makes sense to me. Is that right? Oh, then we have one now? Okay, so we do have a giveaway winner for now. And so showing the name on the screen now. Again, my name is Jiger, as you can see below me, and Donut. Ange Moon. Oh, you're back again, Ange Moon. Nice to see you again. And Ange Moon, you are the proud owner of one of these sling bags and all these goodies from ROG. So there you go. Here are the giveaway items. that are being given away. So make sure you guys do put those hashtags in because those are available to you. And well, ladies and gentlemen, once again we'll be taking a short break before the fourth match and final match of the day. And so, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.
Tricky Potatoes.
Great name. Welcome back to the GeForce Harbinger tournament. And why are
Oh,
you
no.
frozen?
I'm
And
frozen.
what are you looking at? Will you stop checking yourself out every time? You know, every time we're not on stream, she's checking herself out. But now she's been caught red-handed because she knows that she's an attractive person. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the
hope it's
final
refreshing.
game of the day. No refreshing. I want it. So yeah, SN Nakagwe versus Tricky Potatoes. That is going to be our final game of the day.
Yeah, the final game, we saw SR Nakagwe, the very first round, go against the team of Ice Cream, and they did so well in an incredible fashion. I'm back! I'm here, guys. So I'm not looking at my phone anymore. I'm not looking down at you. I'm looking at the audience, bringing you all of this. I
You're
was so
looking
awkward
up
because
at
I
them.
really saw the back of my head during that time. So, but now I'm back, and it's gonna be Tricky Potatoes. You mentioned that before we started the stream, that it's actually a great name. But for them to get to the 4th round means that they are really tricky to go against. So we don't have enough information against them. So I think NCG, they have more to offer. Maybe get a little bit of information throughout the whole of this map, because here in the map of Breeze, they're gonna be the ones defending first. So this might be the opportunity to really get the info how Tricky Potatoes will really attack first, and they chose to defend because of this reason. I'm pretty sure that a lot of the teams do want to defend first because they want to figure out how Tricky Potatoes will be tricking them all throughout this map.
Well, let's see, because tricky trick potatoes, potato puns, and trick puns, tricky trick pun potato. There's my contribution to this conversation, because you took all of them. They have their teammates are Kaylee, Cool, Nicel, Dawn, and Tords. I don't know why Tords sounds like it's an inappropriate name, but it is the name he's chosen. And Dawn and Cool, Dawn puns and Cool puns. Perhaps they can cool down after they're done on Breeze, and perhaps something about Dawn midday Breeze. That's right. Obviously, we don't get too many Breeze games in these. I think Breeze and Fracture are our least picked maps. But we did get a Fracture game last week, and we're getting Breeze today. And I do like to see the Breeze games. But we do get a trend of... So when you're looking at Breeze, what do you need? You need a Reyna, because it's like the only flash that actually clears the site. Double Initiator can be useful. Viper, definitely useful. And a Jet, because Jet, you need the operator on these huge angles. Chamber is also viable as well. One of the only Sentinels that has the operator available to them. And so this is the current pick. There it is. The Reyna, the Jet, the Sage, a Cypher. I guess that's fair, because with Cypher having those tripwires that can now extend much bigger radiuses, you're now able to cover much bigger areas. Max is hovering over that chamber, and I think that is a good choice. Moja is going to lock in that Jet as well, and that does leave space for the Initiator.
Yeah, and seeing that Mid Mathers and Moja were both of the players that got a lot of, had a lot of the frags here. They have so much potential in this map, and looking at Mid Mathers as that Viper, you have that opportunity to become a rat and as well as an anchor at the same time. So I'm seeing that Viper as a viable controller for Breeze. As you mentioned, bigger maps really call for a Viper pick, and that's also what Tricky Potatoes has in store for us, as Kaylee does pick that out. But Joe is gonna prefer the Sova to give them all of the information for maybe the retakes and the push. But I think what could really make a difference here is Maxi as that chamber, because we saw how Yanagi played that in the map of Haven. They were very effective in terms of really figuring out all of the flanks, and as well as giving them information about the push. So chamber now, I'm very happy to see becoming a substitute for either a Killjoy or a Cypher at such a big map. And given the picks of Tricky Potatoes, it's one that we've always seen before, but having that Reyna, as you mentioned, them a lot of opportunities for the push, because that Lear can cover the whole of this site, not unless the team of Nakagwe will just choose to really play a little bit back, play a little bit conservative. Then the Lear serves its purpose in terms of the entry, but doesn't really serve its purpose in terms of the frag. So I guess in terms of the picks, it just really depends on how well NCG will hold down the A side, as we see Chamber here.
Well, that Chambers can be put straight to the test as soon as we start. But yeah, Nagi is going to be the first one to pass that test as we will find the first kill. Maxi has to back away a little bit. Where is Trap situated? They're situated so they can't go around the pyramid. They have to sort of force themselves and funnel themselves into. Maxi is going to find the kill into Cool. There's Mid Mathers. Right click onto towards his head. And so far, NCG are looking very, very confident.
The confidence is seen as Yanagi takes another kill. And it's just now down to Nicel. Shut down there by Joe. And it's a flawless round. The only damage that they've done is against Mid Mathers there, who seem to secure the kill against a Sheriff with just the classic. So, Tricky Potatoes, I feel like going against NCG is going to be harder as they expected it to be. But they're buying Sheriffs this round instead of saving. So the conversion should come in for them to get that full buy in the next round.
Well, that's going to be a start. Oh my goodness, Yanagi, he's so brave. He actually repeats that 3 times. Good grief. Well, it does work out. He gets 1 kill, and then they get 2 as a result of his 1 death, so fair enough.
Nicel is also caught there by Halls. He seems to be favoring that position, but I think there's more for...
One enemy remaining.
There's more for
down
NCG
mid.
to uncover, because
Spike's here.
the Sova is there by Elbow, and I think they smell a little bit of danger. Sees one, but Cool is actually able to get the kill with just a classic, a double for him. He can pick up a weapon that he can use to really convert this to a clutch, but Cool, he doesn't really know that Mid Mathers is here. That's why he strikes. Perfect moment. All of the investments there, just left with a Spectre and a Bulldog for the Sova. But I'm guessing it's okay since Maxi can use the Headhunter for this round.
I'm excited for the round where they finally pull out the tour de force. I think that's going to be the round where they sort of secure themselves their position in the semi-finals. So far, it's been a great start. Tricky Potato, they're looking to get their first tier. They should be getting their first tier, considering the weapon they have. They've come this far. There's no way that they can't at least tick away a couple of rounds, and that's going to be a good start. Dawn, maybe finding one, and Yanagi taking his time with those shots, but it's just a distraction. Joe's going to find the kill from long range with the Spectre after the nerf. That's not easy.
But Yanagi is able to secure another one. But Kaylee is going to be there for the shutdown, making it a 2v2. Now rotations have come in. With this Headhunter, he's able to get just one. And it's a Viper versus Viper. And they know that there's a possibility that they might go A. But the good thing about this is Kaylee knows. Kaylee knows that maybe rotations have come in now for Mid Mathers there in A. So he goes all the way back towards mid. Because they know that NCG actually likes to flank. So Kaylee, he knows he's unsafe here. So out in the open. But at least he's able to get to the B site safe and well.
30 seconds left.
Maybe securing this plant, but... And he also has a Viper Spit once he gets down the plant. A possible clutch for Kaylee, but Mid Mathers, we know how this player can be in clutch situations. Now here's the plant. Signals him for the rotation. And yet again, the Viper's
Really pulled out all the stops, huh?
We need this round.
No. I believe in M supremacy. I think he's got this. And he can just bait out, but he is playing this knowing the amount of time left. Sort of has to hop on it.
Poison orb emitting. Poison's off.
Oh dear, he was looking the wrong way. Well played by Kaylee. And, he plays positions perfectly. A 4K there. It's not the first time we've seen a good clutch come from a Viper today. We've seen some amazing Vipers today.
True. A lot of Viper plays that we've seen, not just in this map, but also in Icebox, right? With the use of the utilities, I mean, the toxin screen can do so much with just one line of utility. It gives you cover, it gives you a safe space, and I think all of the Vipers, if you have that IQ, the high of an IQ, it gives you that advantage. But Yanagi, able to get a kill through the door with the Guardian, is out for...
Oh!
Nicel knows that there is danger. And also that drone. So it's gonna be Maxi from the shoot to get the...
Spike down mid.
I cannot
So
believe
much
he's just
map
secured
control.
2 kills from Sauce. That's crazy. Like, no one ever jumps down there and survives. That's really, really strange. And look at all the map control they're taking away as well. Towards slowly pushing forward. He's gonna get caught here by Joe. There it is. Actually, Towards wins that fight. He did have the better weapon. And trying to wallbang, but Maxi, he lets Towards get away. Towards is so low in HP.
That's true. He might be a dead man now. And both of them are low.
Enemy remaining.
And it's just now
Spike
down to
attacker
Towards.
spawn.
He's so low. He does have the neural theft, but I'm not so sure if he can use it, as Mojer is waiting for him in this angle. Oops, misses the timing in that one, but still secures the kill. And the map control of NCG is just crazy. Once they
They
get
really
a
have
kill,
no-
the rest
Look
of the
at this little-
members just
little
rout.
crab. Did you see the little crab walking across the bottom of the screen there?
Yeah.
That was cute. Sorry. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're playing just how One Accord was playing against everyone they were up against. They just kept taking as much map control as possible, and it's making things really difficult for Tricky Potato.
I think what happens is at least they're able to distribute certain heads around the map, but the action of NCG to just really cover spaces within the map is just really so good. And look at this, Vulture's position. He's just out in the open and doesn't really care because he knows that that Joe is there towards Nest to give him at least a cover. And Yanagi, oops, Mojer is there for the trade. But as everything else is happening, it's going to be the A site that they want to take. And the chamber traps are actually
Deploying
destroyed. So Joe just
Enemy
checks where they currently are. Gets a tag,
Spike
at
planted.
least to give them the information that they need. The 2 is there by the pyramid. But then what they have to watch out for is the flank there by Towards. So if Towards gets the timing, then he might be able to win this for the team of Tricky Potato. He does get the kill, but Mitmather is still alive, and we've seen him in these clutch situations. He is tagged, but he manages to get away from it. So he tries to get the kill,
Oh, we
but doesn't really see.
we can confirm that, really? That's so unfortunate. I think that would have been a round-winning kill there, but it's just taken way too much time. Cool's going to peek him, and that's going to be the second round on the board for Tricky Potato. And they made some good space for themselves. They realized that mid control is they just kept losing it. So they make the space for themselves, they get that spike down, and it just comes down to the post plants where they're trying to space in between each shot as well. And a whole Hunter's Fury doesn't hit the mark, but, well, I think just the fact that Cool jumped back there was very important for that win.
That's true. I mean, he also got the timing because if he went out of hall so early, then Joe could have shut him down, and they could have not gotten that win. But right now, in terms of countering that aggression towards mid, they use a cyber cage, but I'm not so sure if that's enough. At least Dawn is able to catch Maxi out, and they have the ace sight because of that wall. But Nysel did not really convert that to a kill. So now Mojer is out for the hunt. He knows that Dawn is there, tries to really get the kill through the smoke, doesn't really convert. So now Yanagi is up for the hunt. They're going forward, but Torrance again with the flank makes it so well timed that we get the third as well. Equal scoreline, a 3-3 for Tricky Potatoes. And Torrance, they have to shut him down because during these moments of vulnerability, you're really focused on the A site and retaking it and reclaiming it. Torrance is just there behind you.
That, I mean, I think that's really good. A really good use of just map control. Like they realize because they keep losing that map control. As soon as you get that spike down, you're sort of forced to go into the site so you can counter that, right? So what you see coming in from the likes of Tricky Potato is they get the spike down as quickly as possible, and then they take the map control after they've had to leave everything behind on those retakes. This time around, they are staying pretty spread out, but they need to be winning individual fights across the map.
Perfect time as well for that recon ball. They caught Mojer, but at least Yanagi is still out for the trade. And Maxi is still waiting here with a Bucky, able to get the kill and a tag. Gets a second one, but makes it uncool for him to get another frag. Just now down to Mid Mathers with a Sheriff. Not able to pick up a gun. Shuts down the recon bolt, but he's getting pincered. That's why Cool gets the 4K. And they get the lead here.
This is well played. This is a really good adjustment from Tricky Potato. And they can make a good use of this, like, non-stop now. Now we need to see a lot more presence from the side of Nakagwe in the main entrances to their sites. That means they can't be sitting so far back. We need to see some utility slowing down those initial pushes. Those snake bites need to come at the very start. Those shock darts as well. And I think they need to have better sight lines for their operator players. They need to have those sniper rifles available to them.
We haven't really seen Maxi just yet with a tour de force. That might make a whole lot of difference in terms of this A push. But Yanagi shutting down Nysel there slows them down, and Joe is able to secure another. So Mojer here with an operator just waiting. But they cleared out A, and they want to retrieve the spike just to make sure that it's not compromised. And Torts is just waiting for maybe a push, shutting down. But I think NCG, they've learned their lesson. They don't want to take map against TP right now. Mid Mathers actually spots out Kaylee. There's a little bit of a dance, but Mid Mathers wins that. There's still Chamber here in the B site, so it might be punished. And it's just now down to the Sova, who's gonna get shut down there by Joe. And a good adjustment as well for NCG. They did not take any more map space from TP. They just held down their ground, and it seemed to work better for them.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree. Like, it just took a little more spacing and slowing down the initial push, but I don't know. That looks kind of flat from Tricky Potato as well. They didn't look as motivated as they did in the previous round. So this new pacing, now picking up an operator on their attacker side, risky, but could pay them their first kill here.
Oh,
missed shot, unfortunately.
Yanagi manages to survive that, but still, Kaylee does shut down Maxi and Nysel against Yanagi. So now they have the A site for their taking, and Kaylee uses the Viper's Pit to control this part of the map. But Mid Mathers and Joe, they take one for their own. No more Viper's Pit, and the cover that was initially theirs is gone now because Viper is down. Now Nysel is just really waiting here, but Mid Mathers is able to get the kill, gets the third one actually. Now it's down to Cool. He is just waiting for mid Mathers here. Doesn't really check the corner. Takes one. Is he gonna take the other? Yes, he is. And now they get the lead back. And a cool clutch, as we see. A cool clutch.
Full clutch. Well played there again. And I like to see that because more often than not, I would say Tricky Potato have been winning those clutches. And perhaps the tricky part about them, it's finishing off a round against them. And time again, they seem to be doing it. So, Nakagwe, this defense, it has fallen short a couple of times. It's come up strong a couple of times. But it's hard to play against Tricky Potato because their strategy is a little bit volatile. It does keep switching up.
And given that, oops, there's a tag, a response of a Hunter's Fury. But Mid Mathers actually manages to get away from it. But Dawn is just watching the push. Because Yanagi knows this is his favorite part of the map to push out. So Dawn is just waiting here. No kills just yet. Ults invested for both of the teams. But no frags. Mojo here is just waiting it out. And Joe, if he takes Cool out of the way, then it's a possibility that this might be another win for them. But Mid Mathers, he's just spraying them down. A Lear though to display, so Nicel takes the kill at the perfect moment. And Hunter here wants a trade. He does get one. But they know that B has been lost. And Dawn picks up another kill. And Dawn gets another. Now a 6 for Tricky Potatoes. This is not something that we expected from them, but they're doing such a good job of reading how NC will be defending the map.
NCG started off strong, now they're starting to slow down. I think that 7-4 is looking very viable considering this buy coming in from NCG. Dawn, he's going to be the first to peek in. That operator has gotten a little bit more use out of it than I anticipated. Cool. He's going to be the first to give the information straight into the Viper's pit there. Didn't actually manage to tag him, which would have helped in at least securing a kill onto the Viper and giving him that space. But they've used that ult, and now they're sort of hard-pressed to either go mid into the A side or over towards the B side. But they won't have that ult available for the last round.
And what's funny is the moment that they heard that Mid Mathers had a judge, they immediately backed away. Because it's a risk if you just still want to push through a Viper's pit with Mid Mathers on a judge. That's scary. And Nicel here, here's a shot of a Marshall. A one-shot potential at least to the head to get a kill.
Here.
So they immediately just give the space away. Good thing about this is Torch is able to take space here. There by mid, but Maxi is gonna be ready for this. Has the Bulldog, gets the first kill, but TP's in front of Cool.
Oh well, I mean, I am guessing that was not the anticipated positioning there.
That's true, you wouldn't really consider that. But Dawn here with an operator gets Joe from behind. So Yanagi knows that there is danger from the back. But still, Nicel is able to take one. And through the smoke is going to be Mid Mathers with a judge to Haley through the box. No more judge for you. We actually hold the gavel and it's 7-4 now. Very, I mean, 3 isn't a big deal, lead. But against SR Nakagwe, it is. I feel like it is.
5-7. I think it's possible. I don't know. It's like Tricky Potato being so annoying to play against. I can see some of the frustrations coming out from Nakagwe. All that map control they were taking, they can't seem to take it anymore. And it's all this really good utility placement and all that map control they managed to steal back. And it's also a bunch of, like, them misplaying themselves. So what was Maxi doing when he teleported into that position? Nicel sends out 2 flashes and pushing really close. Uh-oh, pulls the knife out. Not the best idea. Moja, my goodness, he is bloodthirsty. He's going to find another kill. Maxi's going to find Cool. And a 5 versus 1. You're expecting a lot from Dawn. He's got the operator. He has to somehow isolate 5 fights here. They know what weapon he has. They don't really have to peek this. And Mid Mathers from the flank will take him down, and 5-7. It's a close scoreline. It could be closer, but I think you don't ask for too much more getting that many rounds on your defender side.
Yeah, I think 5 is a good score in terms of that defense. But now they can make the most out of it because they're the ones attacking now. So the amount of aggression that they showed during the defense can potentially actually leak through the attack. And I think at this point, having the Cypher and the B side can make all of the difference. But still, here in A, I mean, it's possible for Cool and the rest of the members to really control this push. But if NCG has a good strat, I think it's going to be an A split, at least. So they have to look in both directions.
Toxins going up. Poison
Cool is able to take down one at least, and Kaylee as well against Mojer.
Spike planted.
Sprays through the smoke, gets some tags, but not necessarily a kill. And Maxi's gonna be ready with a headhunter. Dances, the ghost prevails. Mid Mathers just really wants to wait. They have the advantage, maybe with the use of the utility, but Dawn is just out for the hunt. He actually manages to pass through Mid Mathers. Still, he's able to get the kill, but Cool trades it out. They didn't really check the corner. It was
Just an
Dawn who just walked through.
And so, in both situations now, the pistol rounds have gone to the defenders, and they've been doing a good job of the starts here. And then we've seen sort of a resurgence come in on the attacking side. Will we see that from NCG, or is this going to be Tricky Potato somehow pulling away from SL Nakagwe? Because that would be a very unexpected result. Tricky Potato, they've come in here, they really don't have any results that we've seen before. They're unknowns, and it's always exciting when a new team jumps into the fray.
It's true, and it's a statement to actually get these kills against Nakagwe. Dawn with that opener, and manages to get a second against Maxi. So 2 down now. Cool takes the third.
One enemy remaining.
Nice sell for the 4th, and it's now down to Joe, who's waiting here with a classic. Doesn't really do much with it, and it's a flawless round for Tricky Potatoes. Now they get the 4-round lead against SR Nakagwe, and it's really a statement.
And then 5. This is incredibly unexpected. Anyone going up against SR Nakagwe that are putting up this kind of a fight normally, they normally contain a player like someone from SV Empire, someone from UCFC. It's normally those like Hashira remaining players or whatever else, but these guys, they are winning so well here. Nice sell. He's gonna find a kill. Mohair pushes through that smoke wall and will secure one. But this is just a gun difference in this situation. This is kind of an expected result.
Planted.
Yep, and a Bulldog in this range. The Recon Bolt spots out Mid Mathers where he's staying, but because that door is open, they're not as secure as they can be. Shock Dart kills Mid Mathers, and another headshot, but it's a 1v1, but he's out in the open. That's gonna be a scary feat. But still, head is actually seen, so he actually looks down. I did as well, but it's gonna be a 1v1. Who will outplay the other? It's gonna be Cool. The spike diffused, and they get their double-digit round now against SR Nakagwe.
And that was with inferior weaponry. I did not... And look, now they've got the guns to do it. And they managed to save one weapon for the side of NCG. But like, they got one Guardian in their hands. They're now coming off that round looking worse. That should have been their win. They had all the guns. They had everything they needed. And Mohair just did not swing wide enough.
But surprisingly, they still have enough of a buy for this specific round. I mean, Mid Mathers has a Guardian, but we know what he can do with it. They go back to A. maybe learn from their mistakes for this specific round. But the opening is actually Cool's. Nice sell with a second, and now this push is going to be shut down here. Kaylee actually spots out Mojer, but Mojer gets a 2. And it's a 3v3. With these long-range duels, it's actually NCG fail. But given that Dawn is here by mid, Maxi does a jiggle peek, spots out the head, but it's gonna be a dink here. Kill, but they know that one has TP'd away to secure themselves this space, but still, George is making sure that they get all of the kills. Even a Cloud Burst isn't there enough to protect him, so George is for the kills instead. Knows that one is out, but has to check this corner. But it's gonna be a double peek there by Maxi. So SCG take 1 away from Tricky Potatoes at least. Now we're seeing a little bit of life from them.
Well, I mean, it's the first step, but it's a long road to walk down, and that has broken pretty much the economy for Tricky Potato. They're gonna have to go back onto their weapons that are much cheaper. You know, always nice to save. It's always good. You know, I feel like in terms of most of us, and it's going. You see, it's like in MOBAs. As soon as you have something available to buy, you buy it, and that's impulse buying. This game it promotes saving. So you know, FPS players, they know how to invest.
Well, at least the save is maybe gonna get them 1 or 2 kills. The Sheriff is invested, but not much kills there. But, oops. Ooh, a little bit of a kill there by Chords. Maybe able to secure them, gets a second. But Joe Shockbolt is able to take down Cool. But still, all of these fragging potential with this one. Nice able to take down one. It's just now down to Joe, who's there with the Vandal, but knows there is danger there. And they still managed to get a thrifty round against NCG. I mean, you said it. Maybe buying is an impulse, but this wasn't really an impulse for them. It was a great investment. And
Well, you know, investing is a risk. This one paid off. It doesn't always pay off.
That's true.
So do keep that in mind, all of you NFT people out there. Careful, careful. So 11-6 and Tricky Potato. My God, 11-6 for a team called Tricky Potato against SR Nakagwe. This is not what I expect, especially not against these players. We've seen them so many times before. Yanagi being one of those players. You know, it's you got Yanagi, you got Mid Mathers, and it's like it's not a general expectation.
That's true. And Maxi here with a tour de force was able to get one out of the way. Gets a second actually. Nightcell just pushed up too far. That's why they're able to get the kills. And Mojer as well against Kaylee. Now that's a 5-man push, and they don't know which way they're going. That's why there's uncertainty here by Cool. But Towards here is just ready. Mid Mathers is so far away, but he's still able to get the kill. He has the neural theft available at least to get information where they currently are, but Cool is able to secure a kill with the operator. So it's gonna be the tour de force against the operator this time. But now he sees everything. He is all-knowing at this point, but nobody is him. So NCG, they're playing this quite smart. They're just waiting for contact at this point, but that recon bolt will give them all of the information. Knows that there is a tour de force, and he's against 3. What can he do at this point? Now, NCG, they take the 7th, and quite well in terms of really holding down their fault.
They are getting some back and forth here, but have they let this go on too long? I think that is the real question. Like, it's 7-11, and it's like, okay, you can get 1 round every 2 rounds on the defender side. That's already enough to win this out, because that only get them up to 11. So there's huge pressure on Nikagwe right now, and they sort of have to. I mean, they can use that pressure to push themselves forward. Like, oh god, that's not how you want to start off this round. Dawn, the double kill, instant headshot, spike down in mid as well. Moja can't Can't even secure that kill with a wall bang. Just... How did he keep getting away with this? I thought there was going to be another one there, but Dawn, I think that was an unnecessary dash there. I think he was trying to escape the slow, and now Cool overextends with no one to support him, and that two-man lead has disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, that was just equalized there. 2 taken by the Jet of NCG and 2 redeemed there as well. So I guess they have to be careful because there's a push here. Cool might have overextended, but it has been refreshed by the head of Nice Cell. So NCG, they're still uncertain because the spike is compromised. So Maxi, he needs to be able to take down towards a Nice Cell, but from behind is actually Mid Matters to secure the double. And they just have to worry about one more person. It's going to be Kaylee. But the A side is for their taking. This might be the 8th for them going into this round.
Kaylee clutch. You ready for it?
Oh.
Just kidding. Yeah, there's no chance. That's too much damage before he's even entered the site.
Yeah, and a lot of utilities out his way. Even with that sliver of a peak, actually, Mid Matters tags him down to 2 HP. It's quite scary. One is actually out for the hunt. He manages to survive, but I think not for long. Maxi gets him, and the 8th is secured. At least maybe one by one, bit by bit, they're able to secure that 11 to 11 score. That's quite possible. Given that the buy of TP, the Tricky Potatoes buy, is quite low. They have sheriffs, but we've seen them do a thrifty round.
The fact that Dawn starts off that round, giving them a two-man advantage, and then just keeps overextending and leaves all his teammates behind is really strange. Because that should have been the round. As soon as those 2 kills go in, that should have been the round. They're not even looking towards the window in that scenario. So they do actually manage to do what seems like more damage than they received, at least.
But Yanagi does more than damage. He gets a frag. And manages to get away with the dismiss. A is actually so open right now. And Nice Cell is so low. He's just finding the timing to push out halls. And the spike is going to be planted. But with the buy of TP, I guess this is going to be a 9th. Not unless they do their magic just as we've seen before with the thrifty rounds. If Nice Cell gets this skill against Mid Matters, it's so possible. They're just waiting it out. NCG don't really want to make mistakes anymore, so they're just really waiting for any type of contact from the team of Tricky Potatoes. Nice Cell is able to take down 1. Now overhealed, Torts is gonna fall down to the hands of Yanagi with that encounter. Now there's down to 2. Nice Cell picks up the Vandal, gets 1, but Joe trades it out. Cool, however, doesn't really have much to work with. Yanagi secures the 4th, and now a 9 to 11 for SR Nakagwe. But this round, TP gets their bye.
They are making up these rounds. They are slowly getting back into it. And maybe Too Far Gone doesn't seem to just address NCG. Because this attacker side has been a lot more successful than their defenders was. And especially these last 3 rounds, they have been stringing them together. So they got that momentum on their side as well. And Moja feeling confident enough to pick up the operation on the attacker side. It's always a good sign. So Maxi sets up his defenses, his traps, just in case someone tries to push. And that B site is fairly open. If that cipher goes down, that's an open site.
Dashing out of the way, but still re-peeking now. Mid Matters was so ready. He knows that Dawn is quite impatient to push forward. Now, there's one less thing to worry about for NCG. They're holding their defaults well. They get a pick off there in 8. They find other places to work with here in the site, and it's actually Chamber's role. That's Maxi's role here towards the B site. But they go back A. They want to go back just in case, because they've already invested the toxin screen there, so might as well just use it.
Nowhere to run.
The Hunter's Fury is gonna secure probably a kill. Nope, just really a tag. But given that Viper's Pit, that's so much utility that they need to work with. And this flank here by Cool might make all of the difference. Dashes in, but still secures the kill. They're looking for one more. It's gonna be Mid-Mathers inside the Viper's Pit, taken down by Kaylee. Now, point in place for Tricky Potatoes.
They allow for the biggest flank of their lives, and they should have had at least one of Chambers' traps there to catch Cool. Unfortunately, he does go down early on, so it wouldn't have helped in that situation, but still, the fact that no one was aware of that map loss, now it is 3 rounds in a row that NCG need. They can do it. They can definitely do it. They've already gone 3 rounds in a row, but this match point means they have to win in overtime now.
That's true, and it's a long way to go. I mean, it's 3 rounds, but it's 3 consecutive rounds. They have the buy that they need. They have all of the rifles. But it's quite tricky to go against TP. And that's not a pun. That's actually the truth. Because I think they have all of their bases covered. Right now, Dawn is looking at B main, and Torch is actually watching, making sure that Dawn is going to be safe and secure. There's a trap here as well. And Dawn, as he peeks, gets Maxi out of the way. There's more in mid, though. So Dawn, good repositioning for him. He knows that one might actually go through this tunnel. But I think more opportunity for NCG is maybe to go through halls. They haven't really done so. Because there's always Cool here. It's
Always Cool here. It's the Cool hangout zone.
It's the Cool and Breeze, I guess.
Oh dear, he misses the recon bolt there, but it doesn't actually matter.
It does matters. Because mid actually takes the first one.
Oh my
Yunagi
God.
and Mojo is able to secure one for their own. So now it's down to Torts yet again, and as well as Dawn. But Joe, he's just holding this angle. Headshot potential, but still, they're just holding down their ground. They're not giving TP anything. They're just giving them kills in the depths, probably. But dashing in, Dawn doesn't really get away from. And now, slowly, they're securing probably overtime for them. But given the buys of TP, I don't know if they should risk this and force a buy and maybe get the win, or save and at least get it to 11-13.
Well, 2 rounds. It's not far away. They do love this A site, and once again, they have left both the traps this time to make sure that those flanks can't be such a big problem. And oh dear, missed shots. Yanagi gonna shut down Cool immediately. They should be sending all their utility straight onto this plant position.
Well, they were able to get that as quickly as possible, but I think the thrifty round here is a slim chance as Mojo gets Kaylee, and Torts is just really inching his way towards his site, but he doesn't know that one is closing in on him, and that's Yanagi to get the headshot. Spots out the head of Nicel, secures the kill, and now it's just down to Dawn that Joe actually takes down. So now they have the full buy. It's a potential win for Tricky Potatoes or overtime here by NCG. Did you see the crab again? I saw
the crab. It's always nice to see that little cameo from the crab. And this time the trap has gone to the back of the store there, of the water store. What a shot. And they're not going towards A. Interesting. They are taking a gamble.
Oh, the gamble. What's at stake is actually Dawn falling down to Mojo here. And now they have the numbers advantage, the space that they need. They know for sure that Kaylee won't really push up because there's the Viper Spit available for them. So now they go back towards the A site. But all of the traps that you mentioned that Torrens was placed could be a possible win for them. So if Yanagi does trip through, then Torrens is able to get the kill. Yes, they do. Cool, however, is also getting one nice with another. But Maxi strikes back, gets a second kill. But he's so low. They have to make sure to secure this win because they have the Hunter's Fury available. But Maxi,
Oh no!
he's gonna
dear.
fall down to the hands of Cool. That was a GG for Potatoes and a good game for NCG.
That was a hard-fought win. That's really well played by Tricky Potato. I'm actually quite excited for them, the fact that they've gotten this far. And beating SN Kagawa as well, they could go on to win this entire thing. Cool up on 29 kills. He really stood up for his team there. That is a big difference. Look at that, sandwiched by the Sovas. Joe at the bottom, Cool at the top. And then you have so many of the players from Tricky Potato not matching those stats, but Cool has done a great job, like, all on his own. And that's a big stat to have for himself. He can be happy with that. He'd be happy with that all day long.
Yeah, I mean, given that you've almost gotten your 30 against the team of NCG, that's one to take home, and that's also the title for them to take home because they're moving forward in the semifinals. And looking at this, I think NCG, Nakagwe, did all of their might. They did their best to really get all of those rounds, making sure that they close in the gap of the scoreline. But it wasn't just enough. I feel like because Tricky Potatoes were unpredictable in terms of their retakes. You would really catch them on that flank. Cool. I think there was this one round that was really defined their win there, securing the match point, getting two. One was, I guess, Yanagi, and then the second was Mojer. During that time, they were caught off guard. They were caught with their pants down, and this is what happens if you really, well, not necessarily underestimate, but if you undermine your opponents that way, and then they sneak up during the night in your sleep. They get the win, and that's something that Tricky Potatoes was able to show us against the team of NCG.
Thank you, Donut, for the advice on how to defeat your enemies, as Donut is my enemy. So I'll be trying that. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. But we do have, I believe, another giveaway. Okay. So we're going to show the giveaways, and then we'll be. Wait, are we going to be giving the names of the winners or not? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just say. All right. Okay. So here we have the final winners of the giveaways. As we'll be showing you the giveaways on the screen. And so, Dindo Mercado de Garocho.
Well,
Dindo Mercado de Garocho. Cool name.
That's a very cool name. Congratulations for taking home the ROG Aces gift pack. So that's the drawstring bag for you. You also get the passport holder, the polo shirt, the keychain, and the pretty sling bag from ROG. So thank you so much for tuning in. And you get the giveaway. So for those who are currently viewing, if you want to take this home, then make sure to watch the semis and the finals tomorrow for the Harbinger tournament series.
Okay, so again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching, and you'll be seeing us again tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be seeing all those top 4 players once more battling out for that 13,000 pesos and 7,000 pesos for second place. So, until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Until tomorrow, have a nice evening.
Yay. No worries. Thank you. Is it still gonna be me or Seiya na tomorrow? Seiya na. Okay lang. I have something to do tomorrow. Me? Hello. Oh. Oh, shit. So, okay, sige. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have something din tomorrow, so, sisaya na lang. Thank you. Yes, thank you as well. Bye-bye. Stay safe.